Podcast, Session 3. Been looking forward to this session with getting to speak with Rixian since he hasn't been back to his hometown or had any word with his family here for, what, what is it, 2.5? Almost 2 3/4 of years?
Yeah.
Somewhere in that ballpark. But how was each of your weeks?
Good.
Good. I keep forgetting what day it was with the Monday being off work, but
Great.
yeah.
I do that every day anyway.
Well,
Pretty-
yeah.
Pretty standard. Donated
be nice.
plasma. Donated
Mm.
plasma this week. That was interesting.
Isn't that painful to donate plasma?
For like a second.
I don't know. I'd never done it. Somebody told me.
I mean, the entry wound and the needle kind of itched after a few minutes, but other than that,
It's
it was
basically
pretty
like giving blood.
painless. Yep.
Okay. Somebody
Who
told me.
told you that?
Somebody told me it was different. I don't know. I've never done it before.
Well, they're wrong.
Comes from the same source.
Yeah.
I guess that makes
Before
sense.
I give the narrative, I told them that I would do this.
Guys, it's 9/11 on 9/11.
We always will remember that.
Yeah.
There we go. So
Sorry.
thanks for the follow, Dr. Cinnabon. And I'm going to go ahead and get into your narrative for the night. So last week we began on April 5th, year 1101, as the trees around you kind of came to life and began walking towards your campsite, and each of you prepared for battle. As the fight took place, it did prove to be quite a test, as it was your first time fighting with Kroot along your side. Overall, you did prevail, overcoming these tree-like creatures. However, this fight did come with a cost. The expense of some of your own blood and quite a few of your spells. Once the coast was clear, Rixian and Raven went to retrieve their horses, and Kroot began to heal everyone. Thankfully, the rest of the night went about peacefully, and the only situation to arise is Raven noticing a mask of a crocodile hanging from his backpack, as each of you got some much needed sleep. The next day, a bit of play takes place. Pandora throws a piece of meat on Rixian's face as he lays asleep in his tent. Soon enough, Rixian is awakened to the licks and snarls of Sir Fluffybutt licking his face. After some laughs with the group and planning each of your next move, you all continue on towards Silverkeep, riding your new mounts that you just obtained in Mabluff just a couple days ago. Reaching the point through the day, Rixian knows Silverkeep is just a couple hours ride away, and you all decide to push on, making your way into town, directly to the Full Cellar. Once securing your mounts, keeping Sir Fluffybutt away from the others, you all make your way in, and immediately notice air elementals are serving the patrons, and they do not speak. Ordering drinks and some food, you all begin conversing why those trees attacked you, determining it was the Crown's fault. While you all converse, you notice the air elemental throw a patron attempting to leave clear across the room for not paying his tab. After finishing up your conversations with each other and the other patrons in the tavern, paying your tabs, finding your own rooms, which does take Kroot a bit longer, stumbling upon Pandora's room first. You all get some more rest after your long day of riding. Waking up on the morning of April 7th, Pandora immediately heads down to check on her direwolf, to find a small crowd is gathered, all wide-eyed and slack-jawed. Pandora mounts her Fluffybutt in a heroic manner and goes hunting. Kroot, Rixian, and Raven meet downstairs after getting their supplies ready. Rixian lets them know to relax and explore the town a bit as he goes to figure out what he's missed in his hometown for the past 2.5 years. Rixian heads out to find if he can find any of his sisters walking about the town, and quickly spots Syndra, his oldest sister, approaches her and begins to speak with her. His overall does not go well, as Rixian has not given any word back to home in a long, long time. Cinder walks away in frustration and Rixian follows. During that time, Raven and Kroot have gone to check out some of the market and the shops in Silverkeep. When heading into Oslin's armor and shields, Pandora meets back up with them, and they notice, after Raven sets down his glasses, that a good amount of the items in this shop are emitting a magic hue. Early in the afternoon, as the rain has set in, nearing 11 a.m. on April 7th, you are all in the shop.
Who's all in the shop? I thought it
Everyone.
was just Kroot and
Everyone
Rixian.
except for Rixian.
And it's a female dwarf that's running it, right?
Yes, I believe so.
Well, my dear, what do you happen to have any shields in stock?
It's actually just a human, not a dwarf. But it is a female. But
Gotcha.
yes, I do. I have some finely crafted ones. New, right off the anvil. Right over here. And as you look over, you'll see quite a few shields. Some you can easily tell are higher quality than the others. And some being what most would consider moderate at best.
Who has the detect magic spell up? Raven?
Me.
I'll ask Raven which ones are glowing.
So I'd point out which ones and which ones are glowing brightest.
So there is a shield, a rapier, a battle axe, a mace, and some chainmail that are giving off the magic hue.
Yes. So guys, shield, rapier, battle axe, and sorry, what was the last one?
And chainmail.
Chainmail.
Ooh, what? How much is the shield? The one that my friend over here pointed out.
Give me 1 second to pull up the equipment cost.
Yes. I mean, you might as well pull up the cost of each of them. I'm looking at the rapier.
Okay, so I'm just gonna like look up random ones. But I mean, like I said, I'm just gonna have it like randomly produce stuff and see what the costs are and go from there. But the shield, rapier, and those items are just the ones that rolled on the chart.
Sure. And again, these are the ones that are appearing magical, so there are others that most likely have a plus, 1, 2, 3 bonus that aren't appearing magical, I would assume. These are just, well, we'll have to ask what makes them magical.
Magic.
If they can do some other special effect or give you the ability to cast a certain spell.
So,
1 second. I have...
these magic items, the cheapest being the rapier, will range from in between 5,500 gold to 7,500 gold.
That's the cheapest.
The cheapest is the rapier at the 55.
Jesus.
Okay, well we
Okay.
are not that loaded. Out of curiosity, I would start, ritual casting identify as I'm checking it out.
Well, if that's the cheapest one, that is way out of my price range.
Maybe ask about the ones that aren't magical,
Yes, what
just the
are...
fine crafted ones.
Yeah, how much are your fine crafted ones?
Starting with this one, you can obtain for 750 gold. And then this one being the nicest, that would block even the strongest of hits, not crack. For you, 1,100 gold.
Bah, you're cracked in the head. And I'll walk out of the store. And I'll wait for everybody outside.
Well, I'm still a little interested. The one for 1,100, that is not magical, correct?
Correct.
Just so I know as a player, what is it? What would this shield do? Is it like a
Plus
+2 or
3.
+1?
Oh, wow.
Shit.
Holy crap.
Okay.
So,
It's a lot of gold.
I mean, that would literally be all my gold.
Like I was saying, like the pluses, I don't consider magical. I consider them better crafted items.
Mhm.
And not only does she have the ability to craft nice items, she also does seem to have a little bit of magic crafting skill as well.
You may want to persuade.
Before I make any decisions, I just want to check. I like to wear a half plate. It has like a nice little freedom of movements for the joints and that sort of thing. Do you have any finely crafted hand plate? And also, do you have any finely crafted long swords?
Half plate?
Yes, ma'am. Half plate and a long sword. Of any kind?
Oops. I was trying to start forming up a list for Raven's identify as well.
No worries.
Actually, I will take care of your list during the break, so I'm not holding
Okay.
that up too much.
All right, can we just come back to that then, since we obviously can't afford it? There's no reason
Yeah, well,
to
I
really.
mean, I
Yeah.
was kind of
Yeah.
curious why you asked after finding out that you weren't going to be able to afford it.
Well, I mean, we come back if maybe we get a dragon's hoard of treasure soon. Who knows?
So the long swords that don't have any special, how would I put it,
Magic.
abilities will range from anywhere from 1,000 to 1,700 gold coins.
Okay. So the cheapest in the long swords is 1,000, and that's what, a +1, I take it?
Correct.
Okay. Oh man, that's so tempting to just fucking drop all my gold here and walk out of here with 19 AC and a nice new sword.
I mean, you could persuade.
You know, just for the sake of math and keeping my coin pouch as even as possible, what if I gave you 1,000 for the very nice crafted shield there?
She'll point to the one next to, like, the +3, mechanically speaking.
No, Pandora means the +3 one, not the one that's super ridiculous expensive. I'm not dumb.
And she'll say, She kind of gives you a look over. Can you give me a persuasion check?
With pleasure.
If I can, I could help. I have the persuasion skill as well.
Yeah, I mean, if you
Might
have
not
the
need it.
skill for it, I'll allow the roll at advantage. But out of curiosity, what are you doing to lend a hand in this persuasion there, Raven? Like, what are you saying?
I would mention, you know, we are trying to stop the spread of the, invasion from the demon. I don't know if you've heard of him. Yellow Star.
Demons aren't real.
Well, yes, he's not necessarily a demon. He's more of a god turned bad. Fallen angel, if you will. Have you heard what happened in, Red Hawk, by chance? And
No, do tell.
pushing into Darkwell. Many of those living in those towns have come under a possession of this quote-unquote demon or fallen angel or god. Kind of come under his spell. Symptoms typically involve some kind of burning scar on the side of their face. They kind of go mad, almost become like a zombie. Well, anyways, these towns are slowly being taken over, and it's only creeping further eastward as time passes. It's our mission to stop him, though, from taking over all of Alista. He's making it his point to capture. I don't know if you've ever heard of the, hold on, I gotta go back to the actual, I forget the name of it, the Halo of, anybody want to help me here? I can't remember the name. The Halo.
Halo of the Gods?
Halo of the Gods.
Maybe we shouldn't dump all this info on
Hmm.
every passing NPC.
Well, not exactly every.
Well, I don't see an instrument on you, but you are quite the storyteller, Bard. I appreciate the tale.
You're welcome.
Pandora, if you'd like to roll another persuasion check with the, due to having the advantage from Raven, you can, but I mean a 19 is a pretty magnificent roll already. But if you wish to see if you can get higher.
With that +9, you got a good chance of rolling higher. Oh, never mind.
Ooh.
Well, I got
I'll
your
take that
nat 1
19.
out of the way, you're welcome. Well,
Oh.
you know what? I like his story. And a pretty young lass as yourself should not be out and about without a finely crafted shield. You got yourself a deal.
Sweet. Pandora will set her bag on the ground, take out her coin pouch, and just begin. 1, 2. Just kidding.
It's like counting the penny jar at the, paying a speeding ticket. Counting out the penny jar.
Yeah. No, Pandora will count in like fives and count it all out, and then hand it to her. Woo! 1,000 gold. It's a
Yeah.
massive AC boost, though. I'll take it.
It's a little expensive, but you know. Um,
So, out of curiosity, because I do want to clarify and make sure that you know how I'm looking at this. With shields normally having a +2, but this one having a +3, that will be like a +5 in total.
yeah, that's my understanding too.
Okay,
Yep.
like I said, I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah. I don't know about.
I'd rather
Exactly.
not get into like an encounter, and if it was like the other way around, where it was only a +3 in total or something, and then be like, oh yeah, no, this is how it works. So might as well explain it now and just double check.
Is it cool if I flavor the shield? Or do you have a
I mean,
flavor
I
for
wouldn't eat it, but yeah.
it? Very funny.
Thanks. I gotta get into
What,
my lame jokes. But yes, if you'd like to flavor the shield and kind of what it looks like, the only main aspect that I had for it is that it is cast out of adamantium.
Oh,
Ooh, sweet.
that's pretty cool.
So I think Pandora would have liked it because it's probably like a black shield with like maybe a little bit of like gold ornate trimming here and there, and maybe across the face of it. And it's a pretty tall shield. It probably comes up to her shoulder, and then comes and it's like a long kite shield that kind of goes all the way down to a point near like the midsection of her calves. Well, I'm not quite used to. Well, it's been a long time since I've trained with shields, but I will get the hang of it once again. It will be worth it.
Yes. For me, I'm looking for a well-crafted rapier or maybe upgraded studded leather. Do you have any craftings available?
Got some studded leather. Just had some nice studded armor come in from Glens. And gave it a few upgrades.
Can I check it out and see how much of a step up it would be from the one I'm currently wearing?
So you'll notice that there's a couple that would be a bit of an upgrade,
Mm-hmm.
relatively around like the same kind of price escalation.
Right. Was it like +2 versus +3, I'm assuming?
Yeah, either
Okay.
+1 studded leather armor kind of thing, +2 or 3.
Okay. What's the... I'm assuming I can't afford the +3. Just out of curiosity, what are you... So I find the nicest pair that I'm assuming is a +3, but not magical. How much would this set be?
The +3 is 1,700.
Oof.
The +2 drops down to 15, and the +1 is 11.
Oh, I can't afford any of them, never mind. We've only got 1,070 gold.
We only have the finest stuff here.
Hmm. Yes. I have a feeling we'll have to come back here. Unfortunately, I can't afford even the lower tier. Well, when I say lower, I mean it's still very nice, but can't even afford the 3rd tier.
Well, then we should probably hurry to the dragon as soon as possible. Maybe we'll have a little leftover of his hoard to collect. That would be nice, yes?
Yes, of course. Maybe even enough to buy one of the magical items.
I would be afraid. I would almost be afraid to drop 7,000 gold on something. I mean, that's a lot of money.
Yes. Well, you never know. It depends on how much of a horde you get.
But I am done here for now. Maybe I will come back for some half plate or something on another day.
Now we know a fine smith to come back to when we have a little extra coin.
I believe this is one of the first like really high-end smiths
Right.
I've come across.
Yeah, I don't think we've had any opportunity to buy upgraded stuff like this, unless we just haven't looked. I don't know.
Well, if you put all of those in like the main towns, that would kind of be a little boring.
Sure. Well, even if they had one that had like, +1 gear, but
Yeah.
I mean, I just got really, really lucky that we even got that sword in the beginning of the game, but that was unheard of. But I guess we should regroup with the others, yes?
Yep, I'm done.
Anyways, good day, my lady.
Good day.
Thank you
Nice
so
to
much.
stay dry.
It's a
Mhm.
beautiful shield, and I will use it to the best of my abilities.
Use it wise. Don't lose it like the others have.
I wouldn't dream of it. Who loses such a beautiful shield?
Yeah, who
Wait.
left it behind?
Loses may be the wrong term, but some adventurers that's gone up to the East Mountains to try to take care of a problem we have here. Never come back. Can only assume that they've lost those items up in the mountains.
Oh, question then. If we were managed to retrieve said items, could we bring them back here for a little bit of coin?
I mean, those were
I
owned by the
wouldn't
warriors.
purchase them back. I've already made coin off them once.
Yeah,
If you
they're
wish
already.
to bring them back, I would give you a small amount to be able to sell them again and make more. But I'm not posting a major reward for such a thing.
Alright, thought I'd ask. But thank you. And Pandora leaves.
So as you step outside Pandora, you'll see Kroot just waiting right outside the door underneath the awning, so he's not standing in the rain. Raven, are you following?
Yeah.
Okay, so you go out as well, and all are standing outside the shop, noticing the rain is still pouring
So-
quite heavily.
Well, I actually did want to ask her one more question, though. Now that you mention it, sorry.
Cause then you gotta poke your head back in.
Yeah. What is your problem in the mountains that you spoke of? That people are never coming back from. What's going on in the mountains?
Birds.
Birds?
Giant birds.
Like, just coming out and attacking people, or?
And then with that, you'll hear a bell begin to echo through the town of Silverkeep. And Raven and Kroot and Pandora can all hear this. But we're gonna cut back to Rixian as he was following up with his sister Syndra.
I'm sort of. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, as you're kind of following along with her, since this is just like a little bit of a jump back in time from where we left off with the rest of the party. The clouds will would have begun to like roll in, and as you kind of start to be able to keep up with the pace of Syndrome and walk side by side with her, the rain will begin to fall. And she'll pull up her hood from her cloak to cover her head from the rain, and kind of just hold on to the bottom parts of it with both hands and just look over to you out of the corner of her eye and say, What is it that you wish?
I just need you to listen.
Well,
Please.
then speak. I'm getting out of this rain, and when I get home, I expect you to leave.
Joriel is alive. Joriel is alive. That is for certain. If I'm alive, she's alive. I should be dead right now. I went on a suicide mission to go bring her back in an act of impulsive defiance and stupidity. I should be dead, drowned at the bottom of the ocean floor after my ship shattered into pieces on my way to Ravenshaw. But instead, I woke up somehow and swam to the shore with new magical abilities and half my vision. And I know the reason I'm standing here today is because Joriel is wishing and waiting for me to come rescue her. So I know she's alive. But right now, more than anything, I need your help. We're the responsible ones after all. I need to come back here and break my promise to you so that Joriel can return to us safe and sound. It's better than going back in that manner and breaking 12 more promises. So after we bring her home from the bastards who took her away from us, you can shatter every bone in my body because I'm the biggest scumbag on the face of the planet. And besides, on our way, I'm sure we have a lot to catch up on anyway.
For one, I am the responsible one. You left chasing a dream, and Joriel is still alive. You need to realize that she's gone. And accept that. And just move on with your life. And you should have just given up that wild dream and this vision in your mind that you have that she's still out there. Two, you have no idea what you've missed. What's happened since you've been gone? Do you know what you've done to Mom and Dad?
No, I haven't.
When you left, they had lost their firstborn son to a wild dream. And after a year had passed, they began to come up with wild plans, and I don't even know how to describe it. They had this thought in their minds that they would be able to strike a deal with the dragon in the mountains and be able to bring you back home so we could be a family. But they never came back.
I should have been the one to make the stupid decision and no one else. I don't... Well, regardless, after we come rescue Joriel, Mom and Dad are next. That sounds fair, right? Because I know that Joriel is alive, and I know that Mom and Dad are in trouble. So we aren't going to just sit here and pretend like we're a full family again because of something that I messed up.
Mom and
So
Dad
how
aren't
about-
in trouble. Mom and Dad are dead, Rixian.
How do you know?
They said they would be willing to trade their lives to see you safely return. and, well, you're here.
I said that I would not return until I found Joriel. And you thought that I died. How do you know that they're dead?
Well, we've never seen their bodies, but Mom and Dad had grown close to the gods since you had been gone, and believed that self-sacrifice might be able to lead you back here.
For fuck's sake. I didn't think they'd get involved in this too. I just look, I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry I didn't write back. I'm sorry. I had this idea in my mind that I might as well have been dead if I couldn't find Joriel. And that you should all mourn me because I'm a failure. I had this wild idea that when I came back I would be some sort of hero from defeating the bad guy and bringing Joriel home safe and sound. But obviously I was just a naive fucking idiot. So I'm done with that bullcrap right now. And we're going to do the right thing and bring Joriel back because I know where she is and I just need your help.
You're just still a young boy dreaming of being a warrior. What is it that you've done this whole time since you've been gone?
I threw away months, even years off my life, just wallowing in pity and despair in Ravenshaw because I thought there was nowhere else she could have been, but I still didn't find her or her body. But one day I received a vision that Joriel is alive. I received a like a vision of a pendant with a picture of Joriel in it, and she was older than when she was lost. And he pulls out the locket, and then I ended up finding that locket that was in my vision. Here, look. And he opens it up.
She'll take a nice long look at it, and you'll see her face. It's already a bit wet from the rain. Also be filled with a little bit of tears as they stream from her eyes. And then she'll look back up to you. And right before she starts to speak, stammering over her words, this is when you'll hear the bell echoing through the town of Silverkeep.
Do I know what that bell means?
And she'll look up to you and say, you need to take cover quickly, go. And she'll drop the locket on the ground and then begin to sprint towards the
What?
manor.
Where are you? Oh, damn it. And I'm going to turn away from the manor and find my group.
And will each of you, everyone in the party, give me a perception check as the bell is echoing through the town.
How did I just roll better than Kroot?
Yeah.
Oh,
Everyone rolled better than Kroot.
Rixian, the bell ringing, like you're kind of in a bit of a frantic, kind of looking around, not spotting your party. immediately, but once making your way back to the more popular parts of town, being about 2-3 minutes, as you hurriedly make your way, you'll end up spotting them. You'll notice Rixian kind of approaching as you guys are kind of gathered outside of the smith shop, and Pandora and Raven. You will hear a high-pitched squeak or kind of squall coming from the sky, and it is just hardly noticeable as it kind of blends in with the bells being rung through the town. And through some of the breaks in the clouds, you'll spot a giant silhouette of a bird flying and then hiding once again behind the dark clouds.
Everyone, we have incoming.
I wanted to mention that after I hear the bells and she runs towards the manor, I pick up the locket and I go, "Don't tell any of them that I'm here, okay? Eventually, but not now." And then I turn away to find everyone else.
Okay, well, being a little uncertain if she's heard you, just sprinting back towards the manor and making her way, you'd have picked up the locket and then made your way, and then that's when Pandora and Raven would have spotted that silhouette.
Could I tell how big this thing was? Because if this is a fucking rock, we're screwed.
I think we could probably
Well,
take a rock.
With it being at a pretty far distance and still being quite giant, you can draw your own conclusions.
I mean, is it potentially a dragon or is it a bird of some kind?
You guys definitely know it's a bird.
All right.
Okay, good. Can Pandora look around to see if there's like any guards like mounting up, if there's any archers getting on top of roofs, that sort of thing, or is everybody just taking cover?
Everybody is just taking cover, like the very small amount of townsfolk that were on the streets, especially with it starting to rain. You'll just see like scurrying and getting to like the nearest building, and I mean some even just kind of run like past the lot of you into the blacksmith shop.
I think we're going to have to help these people. I think they are. I don't think they can do anything against it. Anybody got a plan?
I'm not sure if we can do anything against that thing.
We
We can
we-
wait for it to come to us.
Right, we can hide behind one of the buildings and see where it lands if it does. And if it's wreaking havoc, then we come out and we stop it.
I can try and get its attention with thaumaturgy.
Sure.
If something happens, then yeah.
Looking nearby, is there like a big open area to where I can try and get this thing to land without destroying like a bunch of fucking houses?
Yeah, it's like an open field.
Not in the town, no. There's, I mean, I would say like a decent sized area for the market, but you know, some of the carts and stuff that were left once the bells
I mean,
started to ring.
It looks like the
Probably
bird's coming
crushed.
into town regardless, right?
Well, not unless I can get its attention. What if I hop on Sir Fluffy Butt and thaumaturgy and just yell at it and maybe draw it away from the town and we can engage it in a field?
You might lose their fluffy butt.
Well, I guess it's better than a town dying, yeah?
Yeah, much better.
Yeah. All right, let's do this. Try to get its attention. Drive it slightly out of
Alright.
town, just outside the gate if you can.
As Pandora's sprinting through the streets to find Sir Fluffy Butt, she will thaumaturgy and just scream up towards the sky, just, you know, Hey, you, Feathery, fuck you!
Right. I mean, and we'd be yelling for Rixian too. You know, if he hasn't rejoined us, obviously.
He's rejoined
Oh,
us.
yeah.
Oh, you did get to us? Okay, sorry.
You're hard to miss.
So yeah, Pandora's just screaming at the bird, just like, fuck you, come on, bring it on, as she runs and finds Fluffy Butt.
Give me an intimidation check.
I did not take proficiency in those, but okay, still have a +5. Oh, yeah.
Oh, very nice.
So
Playing
you,
like, "Caw,
you can
caw."
find Sir Fluffy Butt no problem, and as you scream obscenities at the creature above, you can mount Sir Fluffy Butt. You'll kind of just notice being just back from a hunt, and also having a little bit of trouble in the past with Sir Fluffy Butt. When you approach, he'll kind of just like squat down a little bit, and then when you mount him, he just gets ready, and as you kind of start to like kick to get him into a gallop, he will just head off whichever direction you steer him.
Sweet. So I'm going to keep an eye out for the bird and just see what it does, and hopefully it follows me out into an open field.
What are the rest of you doing?
I mean, I guess we'd be chasing after towards the wherever.
I mean, to keep pace
Pandora
with Pandora, I assume we get on our mounts as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, so that's what we do. Come on,
Alright.
Sindra. Oh man, that feels weird now.
I can't believe you named your horse after your sister.
Hey man, I didn't think I'd see that.
Come on, Nugget, let's go.
So, as you all are in a quick pursuit behind Pandora, finding your ram and your riding horses, you can get on them. Kroot, can you give me an animal handling check, please? As you approach to try to mount your battle ram.
I will give myself guidance.
I was about to say. Oh,
Oh, terrible.
So, I mean, maybe you didn't see this coming, or maybe you did, but from what you posted earlier, this is when your ram, as you start to run towards it, will just turn, bear his head down, kind of showing his horns towards you. And maybe he feels that it's a bit of a challenge as you're just trotting towards him, and he'll start to trot towards you. And can you give me a strength saving throw, please? As both of you meet
Give you a
head
what?
to head.
strength saving
park-
throw. You're leaning away from the mic, Kyle.
Oh, I'm sorry. Strength saving throw as you in the ram meet head to head.
Hmm.
And both of you kind of just fall back evenly, as the force kind of just is an even match between the two of you, and you both just fall to your butts, and then he'll stand up and kind of just shake off the water a bit, and then look at you.
Like, now's not the time for playing. We've got to get going.
Bah.
Question, DM.
No, you don't know what the ram just said.
No, not that. Can Pandora hold a darkness spell for when she sees the rock about like diving at her, which I'm assuming that's what it's probably going to do? Can she like prepare a darkness spell to just send it like right on its face, like just outside of its radius, so to possibly give it disadvantage?
I would have you make a like a sleight of hand check or something anything of that nature, and probably at disadvantage with not have ridden the dire wolf for very long, and probably, well, not even probably. I would say I'm 99% sure you haven't cast a spell from the back of a mount, so it'd probably be a little difficult for you to do.
Okay, but darkness is only verbal and material. So if I
then
spend,
you're good.
do I subtle? Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, I mean, if all you gotta really do is just, say some incantations, and you're good.
Sweet. So yeah, I'll have that prepped for when the bird tries to dive at us.
Okay.
So let's see, what's its radius? 15 foot, right? So yeah, so 20 feet up. So the Pandora doesn't encase herself in it too. That's when she'll prep it.
Gotcha. So, as you all are, riding out of Silverkeep, which way are you headed?
Probably just south into an open field, yeah?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay. So, get a little bit.
Preferably away from the mountains.
Yeah.
So just straight south? Like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go straight south, yeah.
I mean, I guess you can kind of follow the road, sort of.
Yeah, that works.
Gotcha. So you head south, starting to follow the road, and as you get a couple, move back just a tad bit. As you get a couple miles outside of the town, maybe even just a mile, can each of you give me a perception check?
Oh my god, my perception checks tonight.
Says you got a nat 20.
Yeah,
Hell
Wait.
yeah.
I had a 19 earlier on the die and now a 20.
Hell yeah, dude.
So 28, 29, yep.
Pray everybody
But-
except for Rixian. Rixian just kind of seemingly trying to draw more of a connection with his horse than paying attention to what's going on, as he kind of starts to just whisper in its ear while riding. I'm gonna call you Luna now.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I misnamed you. Just remember that your name is Luna. Luna.
Kroot, Pandora, and Raven, as you all look over your shoulder up into the clouds above, neither of you see anything flying above.
What?
So it stopped following us?
It might have
Yes, and
been intimidating when it ran away.
Maybe you
And as
scared it
you
away rather
all-
than provoking it.
all look and continue to scan the sky. Raven, you'll notice the once giant silhouette now growing smaller in the distance as it breaks through the clouds once more, way off to your northwest, seeming to head out towards the sea.
Oh.
Yes, guys, it's heading out to the northwest. Maybe it lives on the mountains to the west.
I was trying to attract its attention, not make it go away.
You and scared it too
Oh.
good.
That's
Yeah.
better.
You scared it
You-
too good.
You were very intimidating. I mean, I'm proud of you.
I guess if you weren't intimidating enough, maybe it would have come at us. So, depending on the effect you wanted, I wanted the roll not so high.
Yeah, so I take it this conversation's taking part as we all come to a halt on our mounts.
I mean,
And we're
if
just-
not, you'd probably get that weird stammer to your voices while you're sprinting along.
Well,
That's not what I had planned.
well,
How close did we
I-
ever get to it? What, like 500 feet?
Huh?
What was the closest it got to us? Like 500 feet?
probably thousands of feet, dude.
It was
Yeah.
like seen, and then they rang
Yeah,
the
if it was up in the clouds, it's pretty damn
Yeah.
far.
Yeah. All right.
Well, that wasn't what I had in mind, but I suppose we saved the town for a day or two, perhaps?
Unless it's going to get more friends.
Yeah, I mean, we should probably get an assigned yeller or intimidator in our town. Maybe that's what we need.
Yeah, that'll be
I-
Pandora.
I mean, I can keep doing it. I don't mind, but I was kind of
So-
looking forward to slaying the beast.
Yeah.
Back to town or up to the
Kind
mountains?
of me too, as well.
Well, I have a feeling we're going to get another chance.
All right, let's go back and let everyone know that it's all right.
Yep.
Yes.
Let's do that.
Raven, just keep an eye on the sky for a bit.
Of
just
course.
in case.
Is the siren still going off?
The bells.
No,
Or
there was no
bells?
siren.
Or bells, I mean, ringing?
I
Sorry.
mean, eventually, like the bells will begin to kind of like wind down after there doesn't seem to be any threat. Um, the only difference between a little bit before and now is that you all are a bit soaking wet.
Hmm.
So yeah, I guess is once we get closer, Pandora will thaumaturgy again and say, "The beast is fled. It's all right to come out of your homes now." Yeah, right.
As you ride
Pandora
up
gets
on your
taken.
direwolf.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right? Earlier, we were like, caw, caw, caw. I like to think it was that movie Evolution when they're in the mall, you know?
Oh, yep. There goes Pandora.
My wife went outside to take out the dog, and the cat is very sad.
Yeah, I could hear.
I thought I heard a cat.
Yeah.
This cat thinks that it's a parrot and will sit on your shoulders and just hang out.
Hmm.
So I'm glad it's not fat right now. Once it gets old and fat, that's where it's gonna stop. But you all make it back to Silver Keep. You know, just kind of dealing with some wet clothes, and as your mounts
Find
kind
a
of
fire to sit at.
give like a little bit of a shake to kind of like knock the water off from their fur. Some of the townsfolk will kind of start to poke their heads out the doors and. Lucky today. It seems that the clouds may have provided us some extra cover.
I think that was us scaring it away.
I mean, does that happen every day? How often does that thing come around?
A bit more and more often now.
Ever more than one?
Oh, yes. Seen
it-
4 in the sky at once.
Oh my.
Do they come around every day or a couple times a week? How does it work?
They seem to be a little bit more active in the early mornings and towards dusk.
Has it ever actually attacked the town?
Oh, a couple times. Nothing too serious. Just swooping down, grabbing some cattle and some sheep.
Never any people, of course, right?
Not yet.
Yes, not yet. But we know to take cover. However, a little bit harder for the creatures to know to make their way in to the barns.
Hmm. We've heard some stories about adventurers going missing in the mountains. Do you think it was the birds?
Well, that's what they went out to go get.
Oh, so there's a lot of these up in those mountains. Then I'm guessing.
What about the Goliaths? I heard they were in the mountains too, right?
They went to the mountains down to over to the west.
In the Silver Peaks?
Said they heard a calling. Something about needing to return home. But Goliaths are such simplistic creatures.
Thought they were near human.
Well, apparently not near enough.
Well, anyway, how about we all gather up in the tavern or rooms or something and we discuss what to do next, yes?
Yes.
I kind of wanted to talk with Syndra, but because it's raining and I don't want to go back to the manor, it's going to be difficult.
Well, either way, we have to determine what we're going to do next, yes?
Yeah.
How did your meeting go with your family?
Short-lived.
Bad blood?
Yeah. But, okay, well, we'll talk about this in the tavern, but things are complicated between us right now.
So, needing to put your mounts on a hitching post, is there anything specific that you'd like to point out before going into the tavern?
Keep the wolf away from everything else.
I mean, put my horses in the normal stable, so yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, I said that with way too much sass.
What time of day is it?
So, it's gonna be just around 1 p.m. at this point. Not too much time has passed in between the shopping and conversating. It's roughly about an hour and a half. Hour and a half to almost 2 hours.
Alright, well, I'd say we stay in the tavern until the rain stops.
Alright, that's good with me. Don't laugh, but once my hair dries, it's going to be a fucking mess.
Well, I'm not in the mood for laughing.
Do we want to keep this conversation in one of our rooms then?
It doesn't have to be that private, it's just...
Yeah, I
Okay.
agree.
Then Endor will enter the tavern and find a table.
Might as well enjoy yourselves.
So, of course, as you go in, you can see that it's a bit crowded. It seems that a lot of people have taken refuge inside the tavern, and it's quite a bit busier than when you all left this morning.
Maybe we should just go into a room. I mean, this is kind of bothering me now.
Nah, I'm staying down here. They don't surveil in the rooms.
If you're more comfortable in a room, Uxian, that's fine.
Well, alright. I say we order drinks first, because I feel bad.
Now you're talking.
Pandora will order around for everybody.
And then the quite familiar air elemental will kind of come up, take your order, and then shortly after, bring your drinks over.
Alright, now that we all have our drinks, would you like to go up to the room?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's order some food and have it sent up.
My room is to the right.
Yeah, Crude will go and order some 4 plates and have them sent up to Rixian's room.
And Pandora will place a gold on the table, and I believe that covers all of it.
If you're looking to get drinks for everybody and then food for everyone, and also having it sent up to Rixian's room, so you guys can have a conversation a bit more in private than from the rest of all these patrons in the tavern, It will cost a little bit more than that. And you'll notice this as you set a gold piece down, and an air elemental just seems to be standing, well, or swirling next to you. Not
And
moving.
we'll put another gold on the table.
And that's when you'll see them both kind of lift up and start to tumble within the air elemental, and then it'll whoosh away.
Yeah,
Man, this
you,
town is full of highway robbers.
you're getting the hang of it. They're nice folks.
All right. Well, anyway, let's go.
Yeah. And I shut the door behind me. And I just sit on the edge of my bed.
So, what did you learn?
Out of curiosity, I probably know Crude's answer, but how much do you guys know about me?
I know nothing.
Good.
I mean, we know you're from here.
You're from here. You have a sister named Joyelle that is lost underneath the ocean somewhere. You're a bit of a sad sack and kind of an ass when you're in a good mood.
That I
I
knew.
won't dispute that, sure, yeah. But I actually have 12 sisters.
12?
Yeah.
Must be nice.
Do you have
Yes.
rabbits for parents?
I would say they're adventurous, but I mean,
Hmm.
rabbits
Hey,
seems kind of demeaning.
Adventurous in the bedroom. I see.
Adventurous are everywhere where they can be.
Raven, that's a little inappropriate. Come on, something's on his mind. Let him talk.
I'm making jokes too. It's all right. So we on Joriel's 10th birthday, my parents decided that it would be a good idea to celebrate by going on a cruise, and I was hesitant, but I mean, no one else was worried. They thought it was just a fun time, but this was our first time traveling all together as a family. They usually take trips by themselves. But we went to the Fourth Sea Lake and rented a ship, and we sailed. It's hard to get a mental image of where we went, but we went all the way to the Chilvern Ocean, sailed up from there, and on the way we passed by many seaside towns, and we stopped in Ravenshaw, and then we went down from there, and that's when before that happened, Joriel was saying that she was feeling sick, and I said, well, it would probably be a good idea to sleep below deck in storage, and so I gave her a bedroll and let her sleep there. And at this point, I wasn't worried because I felt like everyone was looking out for each other. But then, once we were sailing away from Ravenshaw, about a few days into our journey, people were wondering where Joriel was, and I told them that she was sleeping. And then I went to check on her, and she was gone. And then I panicked. Everyone was panicking. They said we should turn around and go back to Ravenshaw right away. And I said, no, I want you guys to enjoy your trip. Let me be the one to be responsible and go rescue her. So we sailed, continued down to our next stop in Alai. And I said, I asked my parents for some funds to get a small ship and sail back to Ravenshaw. And it was a shouting match, but they eventually agreed. And then I promised them that I will return with Joriel. That's the only time I'll be able to return is with Joriel. I promise I'll find her. And then on the way there, they warned me about a tempest coming to the west. I ignored it, of course. I felt confident. And this was all for my sister. Well, I was stupid. I was hanging off the mast after it ripped apart, and then a lightning bolt hit my ship. It shattered into pieces. My head hit the railing on my way down, and I lost consciousness as I sank to the bottom. When I woke up, I was in extreme pain. I couldn't see out of my left eye. I was charred from the lightning, but I was able to breathe somehow. So I swam back to Ravenshaw, and once I did, I searched under every stone, talked to every person about a missing girl, and eventually I just gave up. There was no way I could trust anyone. There was no way I could just find her by myself. No one's gonna help me. I should just wait for a sign. Or just die in this shitty town. And I guess that's where I caught up with you guys for the first time. And I saw a vision, and I finally felt motivated to find her after 2.5 years. But I've never written back to my parents or my family whatsoever. I was just thinking to myself, no, they're not going to hear from me until I find Joriel.
How old
I have
were you
to-
when this happened?
I was 20 years old when I sank to the bottom. And I stayed in Ravenshaw for 2.5 years. So I'm almost 23 now.
I just don't see how your parents could put, the entire weight of the situation on you.
They didn't. I did that myself.
I was going to say, it sounds like he convinced them to let him do it.
Yeah.
So it wasn't. Even they don't believe this, is 100% on you. This is a conviction of your own making.
They all wanted to go find Joriel, and I stopped them because I didn't want to put any of them in danger. And I said I will be the one to find her.
But
And
why not take their help? I mean,
because I wanted them home as soon as possible.
So it sounds like someone on your ship might have kidnapped your sister.
How many others were on this ship other than your family?
Oh, my parents, my family, and my parents' friends who helped sail the ship. They were crewmates at the time. But they were still on the ship, and I don't know where they could have taken. It doesn't make sense to me that they would take her to Ravenshaw and then come back on the ship, all accounted for no reason. I mean, they were just as distraught as the rest of us.
You said that she was taking a nap in the cargo bay. Is it possible that the cargo was unloaded with her in it while she was sleeping?
She was the only one that was taken from storage. The bedroll was left in there.
Maybe.
It must have happened while we were all in Ravenshaw at the time.
Maybe she went looking for you. When she woke up and no one was on the boat.
That's what I was worried about too. That
I mean,
that
she could be
was
anywhere.
looking for us.
Well, we can theorize all we want, but we know where she is, don't we?
Yeah, I still don't know how she was lost from us, but we
Well,
know where she is now, and that's the important part.
Well, if we find her, maybe we can figure it out when we get there. We can interrogate someone or something along those lines.
We don't have to interrogate. I'm just gonna kill whoever took her.
I'm sorry, refresh my memory. Where did we find out that she is again?
She is in uh Azuna, I think. It's a underwater city ran by Tridents.
Hmm.
What would the Tritons have use for a little girl?
I don't fucking know. It's I don't even I never even considered why she would even be in an underground city with Tritons of all things. I thought it was just some disgusting thugs that took her or tried to sell her or whatever. I mean, I had many theories.
Is she able to breathe
I just
underwater?
I am, but that was because I was stupid and sailed in the storm. I don't even know how I got these powers.
Could have been the lightning.
Yeah, it could have been something at the bottom of the sea. I don't know.
Well, um, is there anything else?
Well, I met up with Sinja. She is. She was born after I was. Um, she and I were kind of close. We were the responsible ones. We were the ones saddled with taking care of the rest of us while my parents were gone. And I went and talked to her, and of course, she was upset with me for every single wrong thing I did, basically, for not writing back, for taking so long, for uh, worrying everyone involved. And now I found out that my parents are in are went to talk with the dragon, the ancient dragon in the mountains, in hopes of bringing me back. And I can't believe they've done something like that. I didn't think they were that impulsive. I thought we were all optimistic, but
You haven't really exactly been contacted by a dragon, have you? I mean, I know we saw, what we saw in the forest that day before getting to Glint's, but I don't think that was.
that very well could have been the dragon.
DM, we learned that the dragon in these mountains is a blue dragon, right?
Silver.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's something
it
I
was
just assumed.
It was a metallic dragon for sure.
Okay. Never mind then. Well, Drixie and I know you are on the warpath to finding Joriel, but we're here now. We're next to the peaks. It sounds like we could find some answers relatively quickly, at least on some part.
Yeah, that, that's all well and good. Now that I found out my parents are potentially dead right now, I'm trying to keep the same amount of hope for them as I am for Joriel, but I barely know what happened to them. They said they wanted to bring me back, and well, here I am.
Hey, you
Isn't-
know, missing sisters, dead parents. Welcome to the club, right?
Didn't you say this underwater city is nearby here?
Yeah, I mean, this is the closest town to that, I believe.
Mm.
Well,
Does
we
anyone
still-
have a spell that can help breathe underwater?
That's what I was about to say. We don't have anything quite like that yet.
Well,
Right.
we have these relics.
It
You
it will it won't be enough. That's what I was trying to get with Syndra, and maybe she knows something.
So the one gives me, the masks gives me the swimming speed and the ability to breathe underwater for up to 10 minutes, which isn't, an indefinite thing. But then there's also the water cape, right?
Well, even if the two of you can breathe underwater, me and Kroot can't. I can only do it for a minute if I take a particular spell. I don't think Kroot can at all.
Well, it sounds like the cape can. Sorry, let me go through this again. believe that the cape can also give you the ability as well.
Yes, just real quick. Your food and drinks would have been delivered, so you all could be enjoying that during this conversation. And with spells being brought up, with our conversation from last week, Kroot, you are quite spent from yours.
Yeah,
and
I've
each
got
of
about
you-
half.
Each
Oh,
of you
that's
had taken a
true.
decent amount of damage. Um, and I don't even think all of your hit dices are back yet. I think Pandora, you're fine, and Rixine and Raven, after the past couple of days, getting it back. But I know Kroot had to expend a lot.
But yeah.
Yeah, off the top of my
No.
head, without having a character sheet open, I would guesstimate probably around like 7.
No, Crude only spent one hit die because
Oh, he
he
only
used
spent one?
spells to heal himself.
Nice. Okay. So then everyone's full on hit dice at least. But I mean, Kroot, like I was saying, just being a little expended on spells and stuff. Now that it was brought up.
So, the 2 relics we do have both allow us to breathe underwater. And since Rixian already has that ability, there's basically only one of us that doesn't have the ability to breathe underwater at this point.
Oh, yeah, so it's still a problem.
Right.
I doubt the city is 10 minutes away. I'm just saying, like, I would rather all of you come with me somehow than be going off alone and being an idiot again.
Well, here's
Oh,
something else to consider is that the ocean is a very big place. We might know like the general location of this, but what if it's deep inside a trench or something? It would take quite a lot to even find it without knowing a specific path.
Well, yeah, that's why I'm hoping to find a solution. We might not find it immediately, but if we can find a way to have all of us breathe underwater the same way I am, then we'll find it eventually.
Well, I can always get a ship's passage to get there.
Yeah, that of course goes without saying.
Well, anyway, I think we have determined that going into the sea is an issue. Maybe we should focus on all of these things that are leading us to this dragon for now.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't want to leave here again.
Thank you, Marabanya, for the follow.
So guys, I don't know if there's somebody in town here that might be able to help us out, but as a wizard, I can copy spells, as you know, in my spell book. If there's anybody in town that has access to the water-breathing spell, I could learn it.
Yeah,
And it's a ritual, too.
that's kind of what I'm hoping for. Yeah, so like,
Do you know anybody that has... I mean, I know there's obviously the armor we were at earlier, but...
well, I only know the locations that were here since I left. I don't know how much have changed. That's why I want to talk with Sindra for a bit. Maybe she's been here the longest. She'll know this town like the back of her hand.
Alright, well, let's go speak with her when... I mean, it's still early, right? It's only 1 o'clock.
Yeah,
Well, I know that Kroot, you expended a lot for us over the past few days. Do we want to consider maybe taking a rest here for a little while?
Yeah, I was going to suggest that myself, but I didn't know how you guys felt about that.
Well, it's gonna take me time to copy the spell anyways, so...
Well, the only issues I can think of is the giant birds that are probably going to reappear again. So we'll
Well,
have to deal with that somehow.
Well,
I mean,
these people
it
seem
may be-
prepared for that situation.
it may be a good idea to spend time here anyways and see the... learn from and see the frequency at which they come, the number that come when they do.
Hey, thank you, Marabanya,
hey,
for the
thank
raid.
you. That's a good raid there, buddy. We're
Was that Bradius Caesar? Sorry, I don't know how to say your name. Thank you for the follow.
Well, let's do it. I guess. Let's rest here in Silverkeep for a little while and try to figure some shit out.
Yeah, it's still in the afternoon. I'm just wondering how I get Sindra's attention because I don't want to return to that manor. Maybe I can mail her a letter, or maybe I can climb up the house and knock on her window or something. I'm not sure.
I can go and tell her that you want to meet her here at the inn.
She's not gonna know you though.
I'll just tell her that I'm his friend.
Yeah.
I think that will work. Yeah.
Or you could write a letter and I'll take it to her.
That's
Yeah, you or Raven can do that. Just I'll write something down and she'll recognize my signature, I'm sure. And I'll just be waiting here in the tavern for her. You guys can continue to do what you want, and then I'll come back to you.
I might go step by the shopkeep again and see if she can point me in the direction of somebody that could help us out with our spell situation.
But
Water breathing.
as far as what I want to do, I want to rescue my sister before we visit the dragon.
Yes.
I mean,
We
that's
can
what I
do
came
that.
here to do. I'm not.
We need the
Family's
spell
important.
first, so in
Right.
order to do that, we will need the spell, so that's a priority. I will go try to find someone in town.
I mean, Rixian, why so little concern for your parents? Like, getting the spell is fine, but like I said, diving into the ocean and going to its depths, that's a whole nother deal as well.
If it's your concern that you want to have your sister back to show that you did what you said you were going to, well, I think your parents would be just happy that you've returned regardless.
I'm just so close. She's right there.
I think your
And I
parents
need
would
to
be
bring her
happy to
back.
see the group you've built to help you find her.
I have to agree, and Rixian, I hate to keep mentioning this, but we're not as close as you think. The ocean is a big place.
I've received visions. I have this locket. There's a picture of her inside this, which is older than when she was taken from us. As far as my parents, I don't know anything about them, and I don't even know if they're alive. I've come all this way for her, and then just go a completely different direction would just feel irresponsible. I don't want to do that.
Yes, we do have the most leads on this sister. However, we do have the lead of the dragon with his parents. So, but
I'm going to put it this way. I am not willing to just dive into the ocean and look around the bottom of it to try and find this city. We don't know
Well,
exactly where it is.
it sounds like Rixian has more of a hunch than he's told us.
I mean, I'm not gonna throw you into the ocean without being prepared, of course. But
Do you have a
Sounds-
specific location and a path to get there?
I know the sea in which it was located.
Is it?
Then I'm not
Well,
going.
like,
Seas are big places.
No one knows where it is. I don't
You-
think.
Lixian, you are trying to charge into the ocean, and we need a specific place and a path to find this. There's no telling what is underneath there. There's rumors of sea monsters, all sorts of things. We have no idea what we'll encounter, and if we get fucking lost, and I get eaten by some giant monster without being able to save my sister, I will fucking hunt you. Do you understand me? So slow your fucking roll, and let's try to figure some things out.
Can you at least give us an idea of which part of the sea it is in?
There's so much I still have to figure out. I'm hoping Sindra has all the answers for me.
For all you know, her parents, your parents, might have more information.
Also, this dragon might have this information. Remember what
Yes.
he said in the woods when he appeared? He said, the answers you seek are on the paths of silver. Like, that's a big fucking lead. This dragon might just hand us the information that all of us want.
I mean, that could be literally anybody in the city, or it could be referring to the Silver Peaks in the mountains.
The dragon did say that, and I'm pretty sure that's the same question that my parents heard, and that's why they went to go to that dragon, and they never came back. They never got to see me come back.
Sorry, is the dragon in the Silver Peaks? Did we say? Or is he
I'm
somewhere?
just saying this dragon could be giving us false promises.
But
Well, your parents aren't us, and from what I can tell, big birds are hard to take care of. I mean, we have no idea what that thing was going to be capable of if we actually met with it today.
well, we do know that the silver dragons are good-natured. I don't think we would have reason to believe it was deceiving us.
Okay, I understand what everyone's saying. I understand. I'm getting worked up, but I still want to talk to Syndra, and if she wants to go to the mountains first, then
Of-
by all
of course.
means.
Sure,
I-
let's talk to her.
I just need her help. I really want her to come along with us because this is our family, and I don't want her to just sit at home all day wondering if I'm gonna come back again.
I
Is she
don't
combat
think-
worthy?
I was going to say, I don't think we should take a civilian into the ocean.
Is she
She's
combat worthy?
she's really fucking strong, you guys.
Hmm.
She could pick me up like it's a toothpick.
Well, we have time, so let's try and figure stuff out.
All right, I'll write down what I that I'm in this tavern. So, Crude, if you want, here you go.
Yeah, as soon as you're ready with that letter, I'll take it by the manor. Which is in which direction?
It's on a hill that can be seen from this town. It's the big one. You'll know when you see it.
All right.
So
All right.
I'll write down that I'll be sitting at a table in the tavern. And I guess I should be more specific. I'm gonna say I need to continue our conversation from last time. Discuss things about Joriel and about our parents. Please help. I'm in the tavern.
Just to clarify, there's no like library here in Silverkeep, correct?
That's correct. There's no library here.
Okay.
You all do have the information provided in the handout. You know, there's definitely quite a few people to speak to with the booksellers and the blacksmith in town, at least having a bit of knowledge and crafting some magical items as well. But Rixane, you will write down your note to speak with your sister and letting her know that you're going to be in the tavern, and Krut's going to pass it off. Correct?
I can't believe this is my first letter I'm writing to her. I feel so stupid.
Yeah, it just took
Yeah.
2.5 years.
Yeah, not writing back was kind of silly.
It was. I want to atone for that
But
after we find our family.
I will leave it to you. I think I'm gonna go do some training with my wolf, and I'm going to patrol the town because since there's not really a library here, I'm not very sure what to do to help. So I'll leave it to all of you, I suppose.
All right. Yeah. By the way, I'm sorry if it feels like I'm dragging you guys along in this. I just need help, and
Direction, I'm willing to help. We know more about your sister than we do mine. So I mean, Really, my sister's most is out of all the people missing right now, she's the one that's most likely dead, or wishing she was dead. So I'm not even sure I want to find her. If I'm being totally honest with myself, but anyway, I'll leave you to it. And Pandora leaves to go train with Sir Fluffy Butt and patrol the town.
All right. See you later.
All right. So, what we're going to do is go ahead and take our break since we're a little bit more than our halfway point. Got a lot to go over, apparently. And then we'll figure out exactly what path each of you decide to take. Going to the mountains to the west to pursue the dragon and figure out whatever information you all plan to seek, and or going to the mountains to the east and pursuing where the creatures, giant flying birds, were said to come from.
Happy 9/11.
Be right back, everybody. Thank you, Jenkin, for the follow. I appreciate it, bud. And everyone, stick around. We'll be back in about 5-10 minutes at most.
Yep. Stick around.
Yep.
we're back.
Hello.
So, which of you would like to take care of your activity first? You want to roll for it, or would you guys like me to?
Fine, either way.
Let's roll a d20.
Wouldn't a D4 be easier?
True.
Yeah. Well, everyone give me a D4.
It's not me. Man, I'm rolling so bad tonight.
All right. We're gonna start with the lowest. And Kroot. This Rixian gives you this letter that he's written for Syndra, his sister, and is giving you a bit of direction to go hand it off to her at the manor. You can set out from the tavern. Notice that it is still raining. And slowly but surely you can make your way to the manor.
Yeah, I would have taken mutton.
You're gonna ride your ram? No problem.
Yeah, make the trip a little bit faster.
I would have also told Kroot that if anyone but Syndra is at the door, then just tell them to give this letter to Syndra and nothing else.
Okay.
So you take off on Mutton, and you just begin to gallop away, and make it to the manor. You can see a little bit of lights flickering from within, kind of illuminating the windows, and a nicely crafted wooden door shut.
I'll knock on it.
This is when an older female open the door.
I can barely hear you.
I'm sorry. This is when you'll see an older female open the door. I'm gonna see if I can pull up her notes. So you see an older female appearing to be about in her 20s, roughly, with a very athletic body, wild black hair, very toned. She seems to be carrying herself in an aggressive but positive and encouraging manner. And she looks first above you and
I'm down here.
then down. Hello?
You must be Syndra.
Yes. Yes, I am.
And I would have kept the letter inside my armor, I guess, to keep it dry. And I'll just pull it out and this is for you.
And you are?
A friend.
She'll reach out, grab it. Well, thank you, friend.
I'll stand there with my palm open. I'm like, no, never mind.
She'll just thank you once again and close, and then you'll hear the door lock.
And then I'll get on mutton and head to the smithy.
Alright, so you'll start making your way there, knowing that that's where Raven plans to head to as well. But next up, we have Pandora. You have set off on Sir Fluffy Butt to go hunting, even though it's still raining.
Not hunting.
What were you? I thought you were gonna. Just patrolling the city.
Yeah, so Pandora's gonna kind of ride her dire wolf out of the town, kind of just a little ways, kind of get off of him for a second and look around and make sure that she's probably definitely alone, as she's like hundreds of feet away from the town. And she will just bury herself in Fluffy Butt's fur, because all these kind of like mentionings of finding lost sisters keeps coming up, and that Rixian is ever so much closer to finding hers than she is to finding hers. I think I repeated myself, sorry. And she'll just have a good cry for a few minutes.
All right, and Raven, what do you do?
Sir Fluffy Butt will come up to you and kind of like nuzzle against you, and then place his head over yours, blocking the rain a bit from you. You kind of have a bit of a personal moment. Can you give me a perception check, please?
Oh, good. Yep, that's about right.
So you'll just hear like the little sounds coming from Sir Fluffy Butt as just like lowly grumbles. You know, probably just more so sympathizing with you, like and like a little bit of a whimper.
Cool. Pandora just kind of wipe her face, give a little bit of a sniffle, and then she'll go about trying to train the direwolf a little bit, like coming up with some like custom whistles and stuff like that for things like retreat and attack and defend and that sort of thing. Keep herself distracted.
Go ahead and roll me an animal handling check.
Yeah, I will guidance myself. Okay.
Well, there seems to be a bit of confusion at first as you start to give signals and whistles, and Sir Fluffy Butt seems quite confused at first, and then eventually seems to pick it up. Eventually, you basically get down like the command of like attack. That probably wasn't too hard for the direwolf to learn anyways.
Cool. She'll just be training with him for the rest of the day, so he can move on to someone else.
All right. Raven, you had made your way out to go speak with Oslod at
Yes.
Oslod's shields, and Oslod's armor and shields. And as you're approaching the smith shop, you'll see Groot riding in on his ram.
To where I am, or you mean back from?
Yeah, back from the manor towards
Okay.
the same shop that you're heading into.
Oh, alright. I waved the Groot. Just let him know I'm gonna be here, you know, or at least trying to find out where we can find someone who makes scrolls, or at least someone I could copy a spell from. Looking for the water breathing spell, so we can go find Rixian's sister. But oh, the fruit's there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I said I was muted. Said yeah, that
No,
would
you're
be
good.
good. I'm allergic to drowning.
Yeah, good one. Yes, I think we all are. Well, I believe the others will I'm assuming they're going to be meeting at the bar. Did you speak with his sister?
Yeah, I delivered the letter.
She, I don't know if you stayed for her to read it. Did she seem receptive?
No, she took the letter and then closed the door. She
Okay.
thanked me first, of course, but
Well, here's to hoping.
yeah, I'm just here looking for a job.
Oh, it's actually not a bad idea if we're going to spend time here.
Yeah, I need more gold.
Don't we all? Hmm. Well, let me speak with Oslad. Maybe she can point us in the direction. She might be able to help you too.
Yeah. Are there any hitching posts outside?
Yeah, outside the tavern.
Yeah. Oh no, at Oslaw's Goods.
Oh, no. Oslod's Armor and Shields, or Armor and Shields does not have a hitching post outside. And has
Probably not too far
pole,
to the.
holding up the awning.
I would imagine the stables aren't far from here.
How far are we from the tavern?
Just 1-2 minutes at most. It's not too far around the
All right. Said I'll be back. I'm gonna go tie up Mutton. I don't want him running off.
Good point.
And that way I'll let Rixian know I delivered the letter too.
Oh, thank you.
And I'll take off at top speed on Mutton.
Alright.
I guess I'd go in and speak with Oslad.
Yeah, so as Kroot kind of trots away on Mutton and you make your way inside, he'll lay eyes on Oslad again and she'll turn to you and say, oh, did you change your mind on buying some fine wares?
Oh, no, I fully intend to buy them. That never. My mind was already made up. I fully intend to buy. I just don't have the gold yet. That said, we are, as you know, I mentioned we're on our quests here. One of which we're looking for a friend's sister who, well, for lack of better terms, I need to find somebody that has strong spell capabilities that I can copy spells from. I show her my spell book. There's a spell I'm looking for, and wondering if you might be able to point me in the right direction of someone that might be able to help me in town. I'm looking specifically for the water breathing spell.
Well, you are in luck. I do know some more useful spells, some would say.
Oh, you know. Oh, wow.
Yes. How do you think I'm able to craft these wondrous items?
Well, you didn't exactly tell us what they do, so all I know is that they're magical.
She'll point to the shield. Well, this one, for an example, will reflect half the attack back. It's almost as if
Oh,
it
wow.
has a rebuke spell cast upon it. She'll give you a little bit of a wink as she says it.
That's amazing. Whoa.
But she'll kind of step behind her desk and grab a book out and flip open a couple of pages and say, "This is what you're looking for, correct?"
Yeah, take a look at it. Is this the water breathing spell?
Yes.
Yes, of course. I'm looking to, well, I'm looking to copy. I mean, I don't even need the actual scroll. It's more just to be able to cast it myself from my own spell book.
about we trade? See something quite useful in yours. I
Sure.
may have a couple of ideas.
That would be a wonderful idea. I'll show you mine if you show me yours.
Oh my god.
I'm glad Crit's not here. Oh. How about this one? She'll point down on your book and indicate fireball.
Very useful little spell there.
Yes, imagine
well,
if I was able to infuse it in with a sword,
oh, that would be amazing.
or perhaps some arrows. Ah, my mind does wander.
I see. Well, I mean, I think for that trade, I think that's worth it. I mean, they're both of the same level spell.
Yes, well, it will take you some time to not only copy it down, but remember the movements and such too, but I can assist you.
Sure.
If you'd like to hire a tutor.
Well,
Or perhaps, in
I
exchange,
mean, we can-
you tutor me for your spell.
yes, that's actually what I was going to say. Tutor each other and make the process quick.
How about we meet tomorrow when the weather clears? Around this time of year, it does begin to rain near the afternoon and practically through the evening.
Sure. So morning time tomorrow.
Yes, of course. And
Ooh.
then, Kroot, this is when you'll make your way back to the smithy and kind of hit the door open, and Raven, you'll turn and just see a drenched dwarf.
Oh my. You need to dry off there a bit, bud.
Bah, it's just water.
Yes. But as I was saying, I need more money to be able to buy your wares. Would I, or could you, use some help around here? Maybe I can write scrolls for you. Or, scrolls for you to sell. I believe my friend is looking for work here too.
Could always use a hand. And apologies, dwarf, but most of you are either quite gifted in mining or smithing.
Do I look like a miner to you?
Oh,
And I'll flex my arms.
I don't see a pickaxe, but you have quite the body for it.
I've got my own tools. I'm pretty handy with them if I do say so myself.
How long is it that you plan to work?
Oh, maybe about a week.
Well, we'll see how it goes. I'll pay you off the quality that you're able to produce.
That sounds fair.
And as for your proposition, Elf, I don't have much business for the selling scrolls. Not so very many individuals come here for such things. But
Hmm.
what would be nice is learning extra spells that I may be able to craft into the weapons as well.
Hmm. So, copying more spells, you could find value there.
Yes, may I look over your book a bit more?
Sure. May I look over yours as well? In case, I mean, obviously, we are looking for money, but sometimes spells are worth more, as you obviously can tell. Hence the book.
Well, she's looking over yours and she'll say, I don't have much I feel like would be of service to you.
Hmm.
You seem to be a more combative individual.
Yes, well,
What do you
adventuring
get
kinda.
into? Were those stories you were telling real?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't making those up.
I thought it was just a tall tale.
No,
And
no.
here I
we-
felt gullible and sold that tiefling. Can't believe I fell for that.
What? I mean, I wasn't kidding when I said that you'd be helping save the world. We are here to save Alista.
Well, if you were saving the world, then perhaps you'd be willing to spend more gold.
Ah, well, I wasn't kidding when I said I only had about 1,000 gold in my coin purse.
Well, maybe if we were saving the world, you'd give us prices that are a little bit lower.
No disrespect, of course. But
Oh, girls gotta eat.
we. No, I totally understand. But, which is why we're willing to work or offer trade.
Speaking of work, when do I start?
Well, inside is much drier than outside. How about, right now?
No time like the present. And I'll roll up my sleeves, pick up my tool bag, and head into the smithy.
She'll grab you an apron and hand it to you. Here, in case you don't want to get that nice armor dirty.
Oh, I'm not planning on keeping it on.
Well, or your clothes.
Those either. I'm just kidding.
Oh my. I was about to say, if that's the case, then even if your work is top notch, I'd only be able to pay you half the gold.
Just wait till you see my hammer.
Is that what they're calling it now?
And I'll walk off laughing into the smithy. And inside there, I'll take off my chainmail and put on the apron and get to work.
Okay, so you can give me a smithing check, a D20 plus your intelligence modifier.
I've got it in here. I'll give myself guidance first.
Perfect. And while you're rolling that, I'm not even gonna look because I don't want to know yet. Just kidding.
Not bad.
22.
It's a
Oh,
hell
I
of a
just
roll.
got kicked off.
So if you're willing there, Raven, she will purchase a couple of spells from you if you're willing. The only thing she can really offer you in return is light. Shocking
The cantrip
grasp.
light?
What was that?
The cantrip light?
Yes.
Shock and grasp and
Well, I mean, yeah, you already have that one. You already have shield. I mean, that's pretty much it.
Oh wow, so she only has like up to first level. So like second and third level spells is pretty high for her.
Correct.
I mean, she had water breathing, and that's pretty much it for. Okay, so that's interesting. So
I mean,
what?
you just have everything else that she has.
Oh, I got you.
So,
So what?
those are the only
I guess
three.
what
Um,
monetary compensation she could offer, as opposed to since I mean those aren't really spells I need, but
so, I mean, she will trade you cantrips and like all their other respective spells, like at like face value if there's any trade to be had. If not,
mhm.
she
Technically you
will
can't copy cantrips into spell books, though. I don't think
No.
that's like a for wizards you just know cantrips.
She would just have you make a scroll.
Right. Yeah.
But then you would just be able to copy the scroll in replace of it if there were a trade.
Sure.
But for that, she'll pay you 25 gold for any like cantrip, and then increasing to 35 gold for first levels, things of that nature. But I am still reviewing your sheet to see what
Yeah.
she would want and be able to afford.
Right.
Doesn't it
Well, if
cost
she
50
doesn't-
just to copy it?
Yeah, I was gonna say. Well, I'm assuming that's on top of the
Yes,
cost
on
component.
top of the base cost.
Yeah.
No.
Well,
okay,
she's
cool.
got 1,000 gold in dispensable income, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that
Yes,
and
but she
then
still does have a business to run.
true. Well, what I was going to offer after she gives me a gold offer, I was going to counter offer if I could have store credit towards an item that I want to buy. And get, a little better of a deal that way.
Okay. So,
That way I give her more business in
and she
return at the
has
end of the
to
day.
eat.
Yeah.
So, I'm guessing
Well,
the item
1,000
you
gold
have
is
in
a lot of
mind-
freaking food.
I'm guessing the item you have in mind is the rapier that she had that we previously spoke about, correct?
Actually, she hasn't even told me what the rapier does yet, I don't think.
Well, no, not the magic part. Like
The plus 3 rapier.
Well, I was gonna say one of the pluses, but yes, if you
Yeah,
you're looking at
or the studded leather. I don't know which was more expensive, the rapier or the studded leather, but the rapier is probably more useful to me though. But
she will purchase 2 level 1s from you. A level 2.
keep in mind, Roll20 doesn't have all of the spells in there because it doesn't have access to Sword Coast Guide. So if you want to look at my
Well, that's fine. She's only gonna purchase like 4 spells.
Okay. All right,
Because
I can
other
send you
than
my
that, I think
D&D
it's gonna
Beyond
be
link.
Way too much for her.
Right. Well, again, I could, I could take an offer like of a, like a money offer towards an item, not necessarily actual gold.
So
Here, I will send you.
it's what was it? 50 gold for each of the for the base cost.
I believe so.
So with copying 4 spells, that'll be a base of 200
gold.
Then 70, so 270 plus.
I think it. I can't remember if it doubles.
She'll offer you 1,000 gold for all of them.
Really?
Yes.
All right. Sure.
And if you wish to exchange it for store credit, she'll give you 1,200 for the credit.
Really?
Which
So-
would give you enough to purchase either the +3 rapier or the studded leather.
What level studded leather was that again?
Gotta pull it back up. Believe it was starting out at 1100, then went up to like 14, then 17. If my memory serves me correctly. Yes.
So I could take the store credit, and if I wanted to, I could add supplemental of my own gold, and technically get the +3 studded leather. With the did you say I could get the +3 rapier for the 1200 gold?
No, the prices I just gave you was for the studded leather.
Right, right. No. But you said that the rapier was cheaper, right?
Yes, the rapier is significantly cheaper.
How much was the +3 rapier?
I think it was 1200.
Okay, so I wouldn't even have to add gold to that. So basically, we take me from a +1 to a +3 rapier, or go from studded leather to +3 studded leather. It's actually a tough decision. But technically, I already have a magic weapon.
I mean, I guess you could give, well, your quote-unquote magic weapon, as you call it, to someone else.
This is true.
But
Right now, let's see. I don't think anybody else actually has a magic weapon, now that you mention it. I was gonna say, maybe Pandora could probably use it. I mean, Rixian doesn't really melee, I don't think. Right? Kroot is a little bit of melee, but
Pandora's not going to want it, especially if it's dex based.
well, I mean, you can use either. You can still use strength on a rapier.
No, I
Right,
believe they
you
have
mean-
the finesse property.
Which just means you can use dex or strength. You don't have to use finesse just because it has finesse.
well, while you think about it for a moment, Kroot, with the item that you're beginning to produce for the evening, kind of just starting to work away, she'll walk over and kind of take a look over it and be like, "Oh, it's quite magnificent work. Is your quality repeatable, consistent, if you will?"
Yeah, I'm making a shield, so it's one of the simpler things to make with metalwork.
Well, if their work is consistent, I will pay you roughly around 125 gold for a week of work. A week of work.
That sounds fair.
If the quality is as good as this one looks to be planning on coming out for, or two, and will remain the same price. If you dip down a bit, or perhaps show up drunk, and your work isn't as quite up to par, we'll have to renegotiate your contract.
That also sounds fair.
She'll extend her hand. We got a deal?
I'll shake her hand. It's all full of soot, ash.
Yeah, she's quite used to it. So, Raven, what's your plan? She'll turn back to you and you. None of it? The sword or the gold?
Well, it sounds like my colleagues I was going to offer them my current sword, which is also fairly improved if I were to pick up the sword, but it sounds like they have no use. I think I'll take the credit, but I'd rather put it towards the armor.
Well, then with that, I believe the cost would be just over 500 gold.
Which I have enough.
Well, then it sounds as if we have a deal.
Yes.
She'll walk over to the mannequin that has the studded leather on it and take it off. And all right, so with the credit and the price, 550.
525.
Give me a persuasion check. Sure, 525.
We've got a deal.
She'll set the armor down on a table in front of you. Okay,
What is the cost again to copy the water breathing scroll or into my book?
You're just trading that for free for the fireball.
Oh, okay, that's right.
And then the credit is coming from the rest of the spells that she's purchasing from you.
Yeah. Okay, so adding that plus 3 studded leather.
So, if there's nothing really else that you guys would like to get done, I can pretty much just have Crew make his rolls and for each day that goes by, and Raven, you'll be doing some training with her as well for your next few days.
I do have one thing. Two things, actually. Sorry.
Well, by the time you get done with the two, you might have a third, so lay it on me.
So I have some enchanting paper left. I have 3 pages left, so I would like to make 3 scrolls of blur, the spell blur. And then after that, I would like
Blur
to...
is a 2nd level spell, correct?
Yes, it is.
How many did you want to make?
3, because I have 3 pages left of enchantment paper.
That'll take you roughly 9 days, depending on if there's any issues through that time frame. Just so you
Okay.
know.
I will make 2 of them then. And so that'll bring it down to like what, 4?
6. If no issues. Again, best case scenario.
Great. Okay. 6 days. Okay, I'll just make 1 then, if it's gonna take that long. So that
You
should
can
only
do one
take
at a
3
time
days.
and see how quickly it goes for you. You might get it done quicker. Or not quicker, but not have any issues is what I meant.
Sure, I will try with 2 for now, and then after that, I just want to make sure Pandora has enough time to go back to the armory and inquire about how much it would cost to make armor for her wolf.
Oof.
And we don't need to
Barding is
roleplay
expensive.
that.
Yeah,
Barding's
so,
expensive.
Make me an Arcana check, please.
Just one?
Just one.
Can I guidance?
I mean, you know that this is, well, is for scribing your scroll, and you know that this is a delicate process and quite. Well, I mean, you need to pay attention to detail. So, I would say you could go into it knowing you should probably pop a guidance.
I'm gonna need it. Bollocks. 11.
Yeah, so you get the first scroll done in like 3 days time. Like, you'll be kind of used to the pace from, probably training in this process some time ago, and through the evening you'll realize that this is gonna take me roughly 3 days.
Okay, cool. So with the remaining 4, she'll go and inquire about the armor for her wolf. How much it would cost and how long it would take.
For the armor for the wolf, it is a large creature.
And crude
would you like
pelting,
to-
so maybe that's cheaper?
Would you like to make it out of chainmail or leather? Because obviously some of your options are going to be limited here.
How much would plate cost? Probably too much. Or like half plate, basically. Gives AC up to like 16 at least.
It will cost you about 1,700 gold,
Fuck.
and it will take probably about 4 weeks. Let me double check that time frame for you.
Okay, you don't have to. Never mind.
If you look up mounted barding armor, it's expensive.
Alright, never mind. She's just gonna spend the rest of the time to make another scroll of blur.
Okay. So, like I said, if nothing else, we can just kind of progress through the days.
Gotcha. So I can make 2 scrolls of blur. Alright. Pandora will give 1 scroll to Raven, and she'll give the other scroll to Rixian. Because Kroot has to spend his time concentrating on other stuff, so I think that'll work.
Yes, I'm not typically concentrating on spells, so that could be useful.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright. So, for the rest of tonight, nothing eventful happens. And when we progress through the next day, Kroot, can you roll me another Smith's Tools check?
Yes, sir.
Raven, can you roll me a Arcana check, please?
All right.
keep up these rolls, I'll be good to go. Your training goes well, Raven, and Kroot, you're making some magnificent pieces here. The rest of the day is uneventful. Can both of you please repeat your rolls for the third day? And Pandora, your scroll is complete.
Yes,
on the third
that's a
day
much better roll.
for it.
Damn, dude, you are on fire with those rolls.
I'm a dwarf.
Yes. I mean, I got pretty good on my last roll too, so
Yeah, and he loves his work, so
yeah, it's a good way to make money. I needed far more people like this that are willing to copy scrolls. I mean, copy out of my book for money, though. Jesus, that was a lot of money.
Okay. So, again, if there's anything you guys think of during this time frame, just let me know. If not, we'll just kind of keep repeating the rolls until something happens.
I mean, I was planning on waiting in the tavern all day because I assumed that she would come the same day as I sent the letter.
Yes, nothing. Your sister has not shown up to the tavern.
All right, then shoot. I'm not sure what he would do. No, there's nothing he wants to learn or nothing he can buy, so. Yeah.
So, we will progress to April 9th. Can you both roll me your checks again?
yes, sir. Coming right up.
Another
And-
one? All right.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
My last two
Nice
were
rolls,
pretty on
guys.
point. Yeah.
So, what are you doing today, Raven and Rixian, during the day of April 9th? It's been a
Well, it would be
couple
my
of
birthday in real
days-
life, but
Yeah, it's been a couple days past, so you guys been kind of hanging out in Silver Keep, not much going on. Rixian, your sister has not shown up after receiving the note and word that Kroot had passed it off directly to her. But
I would go to the Shrine of Moken and see what's going on there.
Raven, anything? Or Pandora? I know what you're doing. You're busy. Pandora?
I believe I'm still making scrolls, right?
Yes, if you wanted to make another one, make me another Arcana check. And we'll say that, like, you've, on the day of completion, which would have been today.
Ooh,
That's,
nice.
that's athletics. Nice try.
Oh, fuck. Oh, it's the same modifier, +3.
No. This one is, maybe a little bit more repetitive motion after just doing the previous one, and this one goes off with for the day with no problem.
So it's completed in a single day then?
Oh, no, like, it's still gonna take you 3 days of work, but,
Gotcha.
like I said, like, the 3 days was the best case scenario, so, like, as long as you pass your rolls, you're good. and then there's like a little bit of a buffer where you can kind of still pass, but some shit may happen, or there is a window of just failing.
Cool.
Rixian, you go to the Shrine of Mogan, and doesn't seem that the weather is really let up through the time, you know, pretty much only in the mornings kind of letting up on the rain a tad bit. For the rest of the day, it's just raining. So as the clouds kind of start to get a bit gloomy above in the afternoon as you make your way over, give me a perception check, please. So as you're making way to your way to the shrine, you can see this beautifully carved, polished stone statue of a Goliath with tattoos all over his body, it seems, and has a scythe in his hands. And it seems that his eyes are just peering up into the sky, overlooking the town. And then this is when you hear a voice. What are the odds of running into you here? Remember when we used to come here as kids?
I assume that's Syndra.
Yes, it is the familiar voice of Syndra.
Yeah. I miss this place a lot.
You know, our brothers and sisters have missed you a lot as well.
You're right. I should have wrote to everyone. I don't know why I got caught up in this false heroism. But I would just find her and come home immediately. I should have let you guys know how I was doing.
Well, honestly, I'm not quite sure why I'm here. I guess curiosity got the best of me.
Well, that goes for both of us. Can't shake that sibling mind reading.
Yes, after doing a bit of prayer at the statue, I planned on going to the tavern, but it seems that it's the God's will that I run into you here. Have you found the path as well?
I think this is better. You're only missing on a couple rounds of ale.
She'll give like a bit of a giggle. Well, you should join me in prayer.
I should, and I will.
And she'll kind of kneel down in front of the statue, or in front of the shrine, and grows a bit quiet as the rain falls. And after a brief moment, she'll stand, place her hand on your shoulder, and say, "So, you think that Joriel's alive?"
I know that she's alive.
And there's nothing I could do to convince you otherwise.
Not really, no. But you can help. I would much appreciate it.
How could I help?
Well, I mean, look at you. And plus, you know what's been going around here since I was gone. And we just need to knock our brains together and find out the best way we can rescue her.
I'm willing to offer my mind, but I can't leave.
Right? I wouldn't ask you to do that, but
The
Um,
others already think you to be dead. I couldn't bear to see their faces light up and tell them that you were back. So, I guess your wish was respected in that manner.
yeah, I don't want them to see me like this. I don't want them to see me like a failure. And plus, I'm not gonna stay for long. I don't want to disappoint them.
You'll probably startle them a bit too.
Yeah.
And she'll give you, like a bit of a reflection of her old personality kind of coming back. And definitely since you've returned, and she'll give you kind of like a funny face where she mimics having an eye patch. And then will give you like a bit of a frown and then begin to impersonate you.
Wow, it's like looking in a mirror.
I've been practicing my impersonation. I am Rixie and always sad.
You could go in right now with an eye patch and they'll never know the difference.
People would notice immediately. I'm much more stunning.
Right, of course. So, I felt bad not knowing what happened since I was gone. And I also want to find out what happened to our parents as well. You said that they went to the mountains to wish me back by talking to this dragon, right?
Yes, they said something about praying at the shrine and being told to venture up to the mountains, and all your answers will be told.
That might be helpful. I don't know if you know where this ancient Triton city known as Azuna is, right? Because that's where I think Joriel is.
Those are just make-believe creatures that were told to us when we were younger to make sure we didn't venture out of bed while we were on the ship.
Well, it's about time we do some venturing.
So, you and Sindra can carry on your conversation a bit more, and if there's any certain questions you can think of to ask, she will attempt to answer them to the best of her knowledge.
Do you remember those? Can you try to remember what you recall about Azuna the best you can? Perhaps we can make it easier to travel there.
Other than just hearing that it's a city at the bottom of the ocean, if the stories are true, that's all I know.
Well, I know Oslot's probably has a way of getting us there, and that's Raven's taking care of that right now.
Yeah, I saw your friends practicing outside, and a dwarf singing quite loudly while banging on shields.
Oh yeah, doing a lot of banging.
They're they're a
Thankfully,
weird
he's not
bunch,
naked.
sure. Yeah, that is a good thing.
He does have his shirt off.
Rippling muscles just bulging out.
He looks like he's oiled up from all the sweat.
They're 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 good to be around. They helped me get back into the swing of things when I was just spiteful and depressed. So I guess it's thanks to them that I came back here.
Well, seems that we have a bit to talk about. Let's return to the tavern.
Sure. Yeah. I have a lump sum of gold since back then, and I'll be sure to give some to you as well, in addition to the drinks, because I want to support the family somehow, even though I neglected to do that for years.
Okay, I got a quick question for each of you. I know that Raven wants to be there during some of the conversation with Rixian's sister, Syndra.
Mhm.
I'm guessing that the rest of you would like to as well.
Yeah, Pandora's invited. She would like to come.
You're all invited.
Okay. My next question for each of you is, would you all like to just go tad over game tonight? Time frame to
Yes,
Sure.
yes,
iron
please.
it
I
out?
can.
Okay, just wanted to double check.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So, on the night of, I believe it was the 9th. Yes, the night of the 9th, after each of your day of training, everyone can begin to make their way back to the tavern. And then this is when you see Rixian. You would have noticed it's the same individual that you gave the note to. And Raven just noticing that it's a female. Same thing with you there, Pandora. As they're sitting and just having a drink together.
I paid for it, so.
Guess Pandora would probably approach and say, "Hello there. Who's this, Drixian?"
Ah, this is Syndra. She is the oldest sister.
I didn't know you had a girlfriend, Rixian.
Ha!
I
He wishes.
didn't either.
He wishes.
uh,
But my name is Pandora. It's very nice to meet you.
She'll.
And I'm Groot.
Oh. Friend. Right?
Yes.
She'll extend her hand to you, Pandora, and say, "My name is Syndra." Rixian said, "It's nice to meet you. Seeing you didn't mention anything about having any friends."
did I not? I'm sorry.
Well, it's nice to meet you too. It's nice to see that Rixian has another side of the gene pool that's a little bit more attractive.
Oh, Jesus.
I mean,
You mean
I
a
can't
you
argue
mean a
with
lot more.
Well, that's not hard now, is it?
Are you making fun of his handicap? That's a little harsh.
No, I've never been good at taking care of my hair. I mean, I've braided all of you guys' hair a lot of times, but I'm just awful at my own hair.
Never been good at controlling your
taking a
genetics.
shower either.
Like,
Well, hey,
I-
give me a break. I've been on an adventure.
I wouldn't be me if I didn't give him a little ribbing every once in a while.
Or a swift kick to the nuts.
That too.
I've not been the most nicest.
Humble.
That's it.
But anyway,
All's well that
Sindra-
ends well. Let's drink.
Yes, Sindra, if you'd like some
Yes.
drinks, I would be happy to pay. It's always nice to meet someone
Oh.
else outside of the party a little bit.
Don't worry, I gave some extra to the air elementals. They'll cover for that.
And I
Good.
am Raven. We didn't get to.
Oh,
Yep,
yes. The
yes.
quiet one in the back. Sorry, Raven.
Sorry. Well, you over here, yap yap yap. I can't get the fucking word in.
I know, I just get carried away and I can't help myself.
I gave 3 gold to the elementals for all of our drinks.
Well,
But yes.
seems to be a party now.
And
Yeah.
good news, guys. We are now able to all go into the water and breathe.
So you got
was
some
able
allergy
to
medicine.
Well, I mean, we can now all breathe underwater with the spell I have.
Nice.
That's wonderful.
Now we just have to know how to comb the bottom of the ocean.
Yes, and the really nice part about it is it doesn't even take a spell slot because it's a ritual.
Hey. Well, I mean, I doubt we'll be able to find the town itself for 24 hours. That's why I hope you'll count on keeping that up. But anyways,
You know what would suck is
Uh,
if that was a concentration spell. If you're concentrating for everybody, we all just fucking drown. That would suck.
Oh god.
it would, yeah. So it sounds like we got everything we need. We just need to know what to do now.
Well,
You're chasing
don't
your tail.
would we like to all go up to
we might.
my room, someone else's room, or something to talk privately?
Oh, if
I
If we
believe
must,
there's
then yeah.
no reason. Why? Is what you're doing going to destroy the world?
oh, that. Yeah, maybe we
I
should go in the room after all.
Well,
would
talking about saving
prefer
your
the-
sister, maybe not necessarily, but the other mission is, yes, a little
I
more.
think I think there's a lot more
confidential.
we're talking about than our family.
Yes,
I
if
mean-
we're going to be talking about both, we should probably get a room.
This,
Yeah.
I mean, this is all very personal for you both, so I was just making a suggestion out of consideration.
No, we've gotten the personal stuff out of the way.
Fine, if we're
earlier.
going up to the room, then we're gonna need some extra drinks. I feel that you all have been a little misled by my brother.
Well, if you like whiskey, I have a couple bottles that I don't have to pay for. Well, one's half drunk, but anyway.
Yes,
One
Rixian
bottle.
said he's paying, so everything on my brother.
I mean,
To the room?
yeah.
To
So
the room.
she grabs a couple of the drinks from the table and just waits for you to lead the way.
I guess we'll go to my room this time. Why not?
Sure. So, I already told you all what happened to me. So there's a lot more that happens that you don't know about, sis. About what happened after I got that vision. And it's a lot of stuff, so pay attention.
Wait, are you talking to your sister or to us?
To basically my sister. We all know
Okay.
what.
Right,
and
I
I
wasn't
guess.
sure.
I guess we're catching up on.
Yeah.
so-
It sounded like you were saying there was stuff you hadn't told us yet.
Yeah.
This will give your sister kind of like more of an idea of what's going on, but also inform Kruto a little bit more.
I mean, do you want to dump all that on her, Rixian? It's a lot.
Well, we can just do the important stuff, right?
Just spit it out.
It's up to you. I don't care either way.
Well, all right. So we joined this guild from Ravenshaw, and they had this mission, and this is me being fuzzy about my memories, but we were sent to this was the first thing we did was look for someone's missing daughter, right?
Mm, yes.
Right. And it was in the manor in Cronmore Fen.
I don't think location is important right now, but yeah, that's the gist of it, I think.
Well, all right. So we went there. We kind of failed spectacularly when trying to get past the guards because obviously we weren't supposed to be there. We were on a rescue mission, and the mayor of the place had some secrets, and we investigated the house and found this locket that I showed you. And I have no idea how this mayor was connected to Joriel, but this gave me the hint about deep down, further than the eyes can see, all that stuff that was written on it, and that's how we got the lead eventually to Azun, Azuna, and
What I'm gonna
we,
do is zoom out the map and ping along the locations that you're kind of indicating along your story, so
yeah,
that way everyone can kind of follow along of what you had accomplished so far.
right, got it. And so we completed that. We took care of the mayor. I think they're in custody now, and we took another mission that that Pandora wanted to do, and it sent us all the way to Red Hawk, right?
Yep, Red
It's Red
Hawk and
Hawk
then
in
Neon
the
Cinema.
Nyan Sima Mountains, which is all the way over here.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a long way to go.
So
It
they
was
basically went from this city of Ravenshaw and traveled, I think it was about 2 weeks all the way to this location.
yeah, it was an exhausting ride. We discovered of this sort of mark on certain people with a scar across their face that this um this demon, and I know that sounds silly, but was apparently marking people and putting them under his control and making them go insane, and just it was a nightmare for anyone who was infected with it, and it burned like hell.
Hell, we almost lost Raven to it, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Yes, luckily, we were able to cure the curse. And yes, it is a curse that can be cured. The mark. Our cleric at the time was able to heal it, but he had to leave our group to take care of some personal business.
So we found out where the demon might have been hidden in, and within the mountains itself, I believe, we found a group of people, and it seemed like they all had the mark on their faces, right? Or is that
The
okay?
crazy people, most of them did, yeah.
Yeah, the people in Red Hawk had the scars on their face and they were
Yeah, yeah.
insane.
If they were like transformed, they all had the mark, yeah.
As far as the party
Oh,
inside the caves and the mountains, we don't know.
oh yeah, that's what I was referring to.
Yeah.
So they we assumed that they were responsible for all the visions. We recognized him in them, and we assumed that they implanted false memories in us, and they were obviously up to no good. So we wanted to get rid of them for good, but we were blocked off by Cloud Kill and gave us more painful memories. So we weren't powerful enough to deal with that, and we stuck around in Red Hawk for a while.
No, we ran.
Oh no,
Sorry.
yeah, we went
No,
to
no, we
Darkwood.
ran. We straight up fucking ran, and my horse Darkness died.
Well, we
yeah.
didn't understand it at the time what it actually was. It was kind of scary.
Well, I don't know. Fucking undead hands came out of the mud and grabbed my horse and ripped it to pieces. So there's that.
By this point, we haven't actually found this demon. I don't think we ever have.
Yes, but he's been very elusive. He can shift his shape, appear as others. We heard he changed his shape to look like a wood elf and showed up around Glintz, or from. He appeared to be from Glintz and showed up in Pandora's hometown, and well, Pandora wants to tell that story.
Um,
Pandora takes a big swig from the whiskey bottle.
yeah. Regardless, we were trying to figure out how to deal with the scar in Darkwell, and we were given a lead to go to Luton for a certain portal um, that would take us pretty much far away from here if once we did like a huge gambling favor, and we won because we're awesome, and that portal led us to Glens, right? Or is
No, that led us to my village, remember? I asked if we could go see if the visions I was given were true or not.
that's right? Yeah, and that was in
Left handed hummingbird.
right. Yeah, and unfortunately,
Burnt to the ground.
yeah, and I'm really sorry about that.
Pandora
So
takes another large swig.
right, there was nothing more we could do there, so we headed down to Glens. Um, and along the way, I I actually got, as part of the winnings, we received something called the remains of something. There's just apparently many types of remains that are very powerful and dangerous at the same time. And it ended up in my coin pouch somehow. And I believe uh, Raven has the one. I gave it to him, so he has it now. It allowed me to do various water-based powers, shooting geysers and having a water cage.
Okay,
It
what
was,
does any of this have to do with Joriel?
well, it was all basically a coincidence, and I'm just being upfront with you because I I've been gone for a long time and I've been in a lot of dangerous places. So you have to understand what the grand scheme of things is beyond Joriel and my parents.
Considering all of the visions we have shared and told each other, it seems that Jorio might actually have, well, be smack in the middle of all of this, unfortunately.
Right.
Well, I'm not even sure any of this is real. Or if you're just looking for a tall tale to be able to come home with your tail between your legs.
Pandora, swaying as she's drunk, says, "Oh, I don't know. My sister Azala being tortured within an inch of her life every single day that I can't find her. Yeah, I suppose it's not real. I wish it was."
That I suppose to be true. I could feel a bit of emotion coming from you as Rixian brought that up, but nonetheless, I believe Joriel to be long dead, as well as our parents, and it's his fault.
I'm not sure that's true. From his story, a lot of things seem happenstance and coincidental for the most part. He couldn't have possibly predicted any of those events would have come to pass. I certainly couldn't have predicted uh, that bounty that I wanted to do so badly lead us to this shithole of a quest that we're on. I think that's unfair.
Well, suppose I do believe your whole story to be true. What does this have to do with our sister? And what could I even do to help?
I mean, have we considered scrying to find your sister?
We already went across that. We don't have the necessary materials to be able to scry on anyone at the moment,
Yeah, scry is expensive.
unfortunately.
Well, part of the way you could help if you are planning on coming with us is since Raven has this the water breathing spell written down, m- we would all go find her together rather. And if we
Or at
want to
least
find
follow
out
the trail.
right, and if we want to find out what happened to our parents, that is also something we could do. Um, and since you're kind of involved in this, and I trust you the most, I know you can handle yourself as well. That's why, as soon as I came to Silver Keep, I wanted to get your attention. There are things even greater beyond this at stake as well.
You want to do something to help? Take care of those rocks in the mountain. Make sure that they never snag a person or anything from this town up again. Been lucky with the storm above head for the past few days.
Well, we were also given a message by the dragon up in the Silver Peaks. He said that if we follow the Silver Path, we will be able to learn everything we want to learn. So there's that. But yes, I do agree that the rocks. Shit. And that one lady said there was like 4 of them that appeared one day. That's a lot to take care of.
No one's seen this dragon. I don't even think it's real. I believe our parents do. I've just been misled by the gods of trickery.
Well, we believe we've seen it.
We have seen it.
Ah. If we're not being, manipulated, which we have been so far, but I think it's at least worth looking into. We are here, after all. We know where to go, roughly. It's a lot more promising than combing the bottom of the ocean.
And the dragon told us to come here.
You dwarf. Krut was your name, correct?
Yeah.
I can see that you're a man of that follows the god's path. Is that correct?
You could say that.
And what have they said to you?
Destroy the demon.
I hate to say this, but I am also a devout and blessed follower of Diana, and she has. I don't know why, but she has said nothing.
Why are you ashamed to say such a thing? Death is natural and quite beautiful in its own way. Each god serves its purpose.
No, death is fine. And Diana brings balance to all of it, but I don't know. The fact that she has not talked to me in quite a while, even when it comes to things that are important to me, has been hard to accept.
Well, as a woman that also follows the god's calling quite closely, ever since you left, and she'll kind of just give you like a little look out of like the corner of her eye towards Rixian. I do believe the gods speak to us in certain ways, and if the gods have spoken to you, she nods towards Kroot, to slay this demon as you propose it to be, then you must go to the mountain.
Kroot, that brings up something interesting in my brain. When the gods spoke to you, they specifically said to slay the demon? Like
Well,
they
he didn't
used
so
the.
much speak to me. He sent me visions. But yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it.
Did they
Mhm.
specifically use the phrase demon?
Yes.
But demons don't exist.
Well, whatever it is, it needs to be destroyed regardless.
Well, we
The,
know
the
through our
name that
research
was
he's
sent
a
to you,
god.
Kroot, was just the name that they've been referencing it, so then that way you had the idea.
Yeah.
So the
Estelar.
red demon that was included in your handout that I gave for you is just what they've been referencing it as. So that way
Well,
there
we
was no
know
confusion.
his real name is Estelar Alona Carvian.
Okay, that's a very important distinction. Thank you, DM.
Yes, but we, through our research, found out that yes, he's in fact actually a god, or a fallen god, or a fallen angel.
Claims to
will.
be a god.
Yes, but we've been referring to him as the demon, just because it's easier.
Well, I don't know. Referring to him as Dickolar is pretty easy too.
Yes, well,
That's even better.
the point is
Syndra
he's
will
evil.
giggle. Yeah, that is a much better name.
It's very appropriate as well.
Shut up, Rixian.
All right, fuck you.
I like her.
She'll stick her tongue out at you, Rixian.
Can we keep her?
No.
So why do you recommend we go see the dragon? Just out of curiosity, mostly.
Well, you said that you have each been sent messages and been sent along this path, and with that, it seems that that path is leading you to mountains. Whether or not I believe there to be a dragon up there or not doesn't really seem relevant. It seems that you all have been given a destiny, and in my opinion, you must follow it.
Pandora will poke Rixian in the shoulder and say, "Told you so."
All right, okay. I can't. I mean,
Hand me that
We-
bottle.
Pandora hands it over to her. It's like 2/3 gone.
She'll take a swig.
I can't help but think about Joriel. I mean, that's been the same way ever since we started this journey. But I do want to go to her eventually, so perhaps after we find this dragon in the mountains and we have a conversation, I suppose, then I want to take a ship out and venture beneath the depths.
I just hope he has the answers that we need at this moment, because we need, well,
We need answers, yeah.
we need a lot of them.
Well,
Yeah.
if there is a dragon in the mountains, then I'm sure he has a lot of answers for you. If he doesn't eat you first.
Well, he's a silver dragon. I expect he's good-natured.
Well,
I
they're
explain that
known
to my
be.
parents who haven't returned.
Let's hope.
Just because they haven't returned doesn't mean he hasn't maybe, I don't know, sent them on a mission.
Will return. We will.
My parents are nothing like Rixian, and if they were sent away on some sort of an endeavor, then they would have given word. It's been far too long.
Well, I don't know if you know this, but I mean, obviously you live here, so of course you would know. These giant birds coming from the mountains. Um, well, we've been told how adventurers have gone into the mountains looking for them to dispose of them and have not returned. Is it possible that maybe they were caught up by these birds and not yet the dragon? The dragon is not the only creature existing in these mountains.
I suppose so. But I do believe that's more to be Oslod's fault.
Pandora will kind of drunkenly like stand to her feet, swaying as she stands, and she'll say, "Look at these golden eyes. Blessed die by Diana. Surely we'll make it back."
Hmm. Why
Yeah.
is it Oslod's fault?
Selling cursed merchandise, of course.
Excuse me?
Everyone that's gone to her and purchased any sort of wares has meant their untimely fate.
Maybe it's because of user error.
No, that sounds like superstition. That can't be.
Most likely just
Chalk it
people
up
that
to what
were
you
not.
wish. All of them went there thinking that they were going to buy these magnificent items and best crafted things that they've ever seen, boasting about it in the tavern and bragging to the women and trying to get some dates,
Well, maybe
claiming
that's
to go
their
slay
fault.
the rocks.
Hmm.
Well, they're in it for the wrong things. Then. That's
Yes.
what got them killed.
Sounds like they're not true adventurers if that's what their intentions is to brag about it in the taverns for
Sounds like a bunch
women.
of dicks.
Yes. They're not true adventurers.
Pandora's tail will accidentally slap across Rixian's face as she like slams onto her butt again on the floor.
Ow! Will you sit still? God damn it!
Sorry.
Hmm.
Uh, who is this person that owns the cursed items? Is it one of those Goliaths we've been hearing so much about?
What? No, it's the armor dealer in town here.
Oh,
Oslad.
Yes, why do you think that she's so good?
This is the one that you bought your shield from.
I believe her
yes?
to have sold her soul to the gods to be able to have the ability to craft as she does, but of course it comes with a price.
You think she'd bring that up in sort of the guidelines of the like it's part of the law that you should, as a shopkeeper, you should tell people if they're cursed or not. Do we have laws like that? Have they
Well,
been passed?
again, my
Do criminals
Glasses did not-
obey the laws, Rixian?
glasses did not pick up these items that we bought as magical. So I believe the ones we bought were not cursed.
Pandora like
Maybe she
drags
doesn't
her
realize they're cursed.
Pandora drags her large kite shield across the ground. Grrr!
Yes.
This-
Again, I pull my glasses down. I'm assuming they aren't showing magical.
No, they're not.
Yeah. So
As
I mean, these are not showing magical, so I believe the ones we have bought are not cursed. Now,
as a cleric,
maybe
would I
the-
know if there was a way to check, see if these items are cursed? I mean, if I know any kind of spell.
like remove curse?
No, like detect good and evil, I think is what he's getting at.
Yes. You like it would be along with the identify, which when I send you guys the stuff, which I will post in Discord. I repeat, I will post those in Discord.
Sure.
So that way we're on the same page for that.
All right.
You'll learn that some of those items do have quite a bit of a downside.
You mean the magic ones?
Yes.
All right. Well, just to be safe, I would spend some of my time doing identify on the items we bought as well, even though I know
Yes,
they're
the
not
items you
magical.
bought are fine. They are just finely
Okay.
crafted
Right.
wares. That
Okay,
part
cool.
of Syndra's, I guess, conspiracy theory seems to be true. But you know, maybe the other part isn't, for as far as you all know right now.
Okay, good. I got worried for a second. I'm like, oh my god.
Right, we just spent all this money, and yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. 'Cause,
Yeah, I mean,
and I would point out to Pandora, as you can see, I bought new armor, and it's very pretty.
but
Oh yes.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, bud.
No, I was just saying, I bought the equivalent of your shield, but in my studded leather.
Ah yes, this is very nice.
Yes,
It
thank
looks
you.
good on you. It fits nicely.
Yes, and will hopefully protect us a little more from our upcoming challenges. So, anyways,
As Sindra takes another swig, she'll ask, like, so, what's the plan? Where are you all going to go?
I think we're swayed towards the Silver Peaks and the dragon, I think. Right?
I agree. If the
Yeah.
gods are sending you that way, I think that's the best decision. Yeah, the rocks aren't going anywhere. They've been here for many of years.
I've never seen you.
the rocks?
Yes.
You mean the mountains?
The giant
The-
birds.
Yeah.
Oh, so they are the rocks. You mean the birds? Oh,
Yes.
Yep.
What did
Yeah.
you think that they were?
we didn't get a good close
Don't
look.
answer that.
We didn't get a close look. All we got to see was the one flying over the town earlier today.
Yes, apparently the terms "fuck off, you feathery piece of shit" scares them away.
Yes.
I don't think it was hungry.
They
Well,
seem to go towards the Elysium Sea to the west in order to find large meals. They don't seem to have been bothering the town
is that
as
on the
of
map?
late. Only looking
even-
for larger things. Which
Is that on
a
the
bit
map?
odd.
Yeah, well, so the Silver Peaks are where the rocks are, and the
Right.
ones to the right are the ones with the dragon in it.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought the dragon was also
I'm
at
gonna
the peak.
do this for you guys.
Oh wait, really? I thought the dragon was in the left side.
Yeah,
Well,
Yeah,
we
no,
were-
I did too.
I thought they
when we
both
were right
were.
here, we saw it.
Oh, so we were right. So
Okay, we were right.
They're
Goes
on the
this
right.
way,
Okay.
Yeah,
so
that's
yeah.
right. Because he said the rock flew like northeast. Yeah, I remember now. So the rocks
Yeah.
are to the east.
Oh,
the
so
dragon's
it's
to the west.
backwards.
No.
Okay.
I
Since
think
you,
you'd said it flew to the west, but
yeah, the
or-
rocks flew to the west, but I was going off of your location, so that's why it was probably a little bit
Okay.
awkward.
Okay.
Oh,
But-
fair.
Since you guys have, you know, at least like a rough indication of like these things are where you believe them to be, I will do that. You believe the dragon to be into the west, although pretty much everyone you've spoken to claims to have not seen a dragon for
Mhm.
centuries and longer. And you know that there to be at least 4 rocks to the mountains
Right.
to the east, which are part of the Silver Peak Mountains. If you'd like, I'll copy and paste the name over to there as well.
Very good.
Maybe
Oh.
he only shows himself to worthy adventurers.
I mean, who knows? Maybe he is dead or something like that, and maybe we're being tricked. It's not.
Well, dragons
all
are
the
known
good
to
we've
sleep for
experienced so far.
centuries.
Well,
Really? They are?
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm
That's
almost 200
interesting.
myself.
Holy shit. I thought I was the oldest in the group. Holy shit, Kroot.
I'm young for a dwarf.
I know, kind of, but fucking A, I'll never live to see that age.
I was gonna say I'm pretty young myself for an elf. I'm only 150.
What?
Yeah, I'm 3 years older than you.
Mhm.
Well, here I sit at 28 years old, surrounded by ancient old fucks.
yeah.
Well, we only elves only reach maturity at around the age of 80 to 100. So
Alright.
Aside from Syndra, I am the baby in the group. Maybe that's why I get picked on a lot.
Ah, you get picked on a lot because you're a sad sack.
Anyways, So yeah, we have decided to visit this dragon. Is I've been gone a lot. Is there anything else that happened while I was gone? Like, how are the rascals? Are they doing okay?
Our siblings are fine. They miss mom and dad terribly. I told them that they went to go find you, which
Hmm.
is why you mustn't return to the manor.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry that we have to keep this charade going a little longer, but
Well, listen, I must be getting back. I'm sure that they're causing quite a bit of a mess, but it seems that you all have a plan. I hope, well, a quick journey. Uh, Pandora, thanks for the drink.
Of course, I always have some on me.
I stand
So-
up and I hug Syndra.
Okay.
Just give you like a half-hearted hug in return.
I'm gonna write to you. I promise.
We'll make sure he writes.
It was
Yeah.
nice to meet you
Yeah,
We will
there's
make sure
formally.
he
there's no
doesn't
excuse.
neglect this time. Now that we know.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pandora give him like a light punch across the chin. Yes, stupid.
I roll my eyes and go, I guess I have no choice now.
And now that I know you, I can actually send you messages from him.
Oh yeah.
That'd be helpful, yeah. Just listen for his voice and that'll
Well,
be me.
I definitely don't look forward to that. Having a voice appear in my mind sounds quite a bit odd.
You
But-
get used to it.
Anyways, nice to meet you all. And if you could force him to write, if you don't say goodbye in person this time, then I'd appreciate it.
We're gonna be here for the rest of the week and then we'll head off. I'll make sure to write you a letter when we're gone.
You're damn straight you will.
Yeah.
We've been here for a week already, right?
No, not
No.
No,
quite.
not yet.
Okay.
4 days, I
This is-
think.
Third day, I think.
This is the third day, yes.
Ah, third day. Okay. See, I even lose track of days in D&D.
I know it's hard, but that's why I have like a calendar for you guys. Well, all my
So
games, which is fun because then I get to move your guys' token along on the calendar.
Mhm.
Cool.
we can have the rest of my drink and you can go back home if you want.
And she'll take
If
her
you won't
leave,
take it, I will.
and of course, like I said before, thank you all. And give like cordial goodbyes, and
Thank you as well.
if there's anything else you guys would like to do, we can finish that up quickly. But other than that, I think you guys can just get your rest for the evening.
I would.
Yeah.
Now knowing that Kroot can send, I do want to do one thing in the morning.
Okay, is that what you guys want to start off with next week then?
I don't have that spell prepared.
Well, if you do it
We
in the
can-
morning, you could.
Yeah, if you do it in the morning.
You can change your prepared spells every short rest every night.
Yeah, so you
Yeah,
can
that's
change your
what we
spells
rolled.
every day.
Yeah.
Ah,
that's what we
okay.
You just
roll.
don't get your slots back until a long rest.
Right.
It's-
Okay. Well, I could change that real quick
So,
in the
No.
morning.
well, then that's what
Since
we'll
it's-
plan on doing next week, and we'll just
Damn
close it out
it.
here.
You want us to make our 4 rolls for the week?
Yeah, if
Or
you, well, Raven's done. Well, Raven needs one more actually.
I do.
And then Kroot, give me 4 more of your Smith's tools roll.
How many rolls was it supposed to be?
4. You needed one more. You're only on 3.
I thought I did 4.
Nice.
no.
22. 24. Nice. 21. Nice.
Nice. So you'll get
22.
max payment
Jesus.
for yours.
Okay,
Raven, just
yeah,
give me
one
one
more.
more roll. Double check.
Yeah. I did 3. Here's the last one for Arcana. Okay, yeah, that was.
You're fine.
I mean,
Not
I was
bad.
above average for pretty
After
much all
your
my.
after your training for 4 days, you will like be able to, like prepare this and cast it with no issue.
Cool.
That's kind of what like that little bit of process is. Like, not only do you have to like kind of copy it down, but you still have to kind of like learn the spell too. So, in theory, like
Sure,
if you didn't
yeah.
have like a mentor or like kind of like do this in exchange, then like when you'd cast it, like I'd probably have you like roll it at like disadvantage. And until like you cast it like 4 times basically. But like I said, you'll get your max payment, which I will have to double check the VOD, but I believe it was, what was
1 million gold.
no, it wasn't that much. It was like, I think it was like 225,
Something like that. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I'll double check it. But you'll get your max payment.
You sure
And-
we can't do the sending spell before the stream ends?
Yeah, let's start it off with that, like next week.
God damn it, no!
Well, because then that'll give you time to prepare something, and then I can have a message prepared and like return. So then that way, like like that can come through.
Oh, yeah. And remember, he has to know the person he's sending the message to.
I'm sure. I'm sure I know who he's sending it to, which is why I want to prepare a message in return. Because what I'd like to do is actually give it to that character, if it's who I'm thinking it is.
It's Azala and
Well, then never mind.
yeah.
Then I'll come
Yeah,
up with it. I thought you were gonna send it
Cool.
to Silky, and so I was gonna give her like the PM, and then let her reply to you.
Oh
Yeah.
no, it
Has
is
Kroot met Azala?
No.
No.
Okay,
this is
then
why
I wouldn't be able to
Pandora. No, this is why Pandora was going to trade out suggestion for alter self and then turn herself into her sister.
Oh, okay.
That
Then
way
I
you'd be
could.
able to send
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, then I could.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Smart.
yes, it is very smart. But we'll start next week with that, like I said. So then that way
Okay.
you can send me something, and then I can have something prepared for you in return.
Yeah.
And then after that, unless there's anything specific you guys want to do, we'll just finish up your guys' long rest, which will, I believe, progress you guys to either it'll be April 13th, I believe.
I think that's right, yeah.
So,
Yeah. But I'll let you know that I can only do it once.
Yep.
So that's the only 3rd level spell slot I've got left.
so,
Oh shit.
and then after that, then as long as there's no issues, and you guys will get your long rest. But
Sweet.
what I will do is award each of you 200 experience for tonight's session.
Nice.
What does that
We got
bring
a
us up
lot
to?
of shit done tonight.
50,000?
I believe that puts you at 50,090.
Okay. So I was 90 off. 50,090.
Yes, and that is out of the 64,000 needed for level 10.
Cool. Question: if I burn an alter self and he burns ascending, are those slots burnt because we did it like in the middle of the rest?
No.
Okay.
I don't
Cool.
believe just casting a spell is. Well, I mean, if it is in the book, I don't consider it strenuous activity. Especially.
It's not combat.
Yeah, especially with it not being in combat. Like cantrips, you guys can kind of like cast like at will, and then I'm pretty sure like you're quite used to actually just casting spells like not only in combat but for other means as well. So I wouldn't consider it strenuous activity. So if you
Okay,
guys
cool.
do expend spells before your long rest is over, then you'll get everything back after the long rest kicks in.
Yeah, that's what I kind of figured.
Ooh.
Good to
Okay,
know.
cool. Good
Yeah.
to know. Yeah, hell yeah. Pandora's just gonna go around suggesting everybody. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, next week we have a good start off point with you sending the message and be able to go from there.
God damn it!
Um,
I
but
wanna know.
does anyone have anything to shout out before we close tonight's session?
You know I do.
Well, that's how you're gonna go last. But what about Kroot, Raven, and Rixian?
No shout outs for me.
Raven. I mean, you guys can give goodbyes too. You don't have to just be cold-hearted.
No, just have a good night, everybody. It was fun. We got a lot of shit done
Yeah,
tonight.
it was.
And
it
I mean
was.
a lot of shit. Holy crap, we got a lot of shit done.
Yeah,
A lot of upkeep stuff, but still.
a lot of backstory and drama.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
would say it was a
significantly-
pretty decent session to jump in where everyone kind of came in at, because it was a lot of unfolding, unknown, and I mean, even from like a continued story that we've been playing for a few months, a lot of stuff that they had just found out for the first time.
I wanted to
Sweet.
fight a fucking rock, dude. Just saying,
You know where they're at.
right?
Yeah.
Maybe you should act helpless next time.
Apparently, screaming obscenities at a giant bird scares them off.
Yeah. Well, it probably what likes live prey, not dead prey. It's not a buzzard.
No, I got nothing.
Well, Pandora.
Cool. Twitch.tv/Shadow Raven Games D&D. The main campaign is about to start here at the end of this month or at the start of the next. I'm so fucking excited. I've got some dope ass characters with some dope ass aesthetics. Nuya is playing one of them. God damn it. I cannot describe how excited I am. There's so much cool shit going on with backstories and all that kind of stuff. So people should definitely drop a follow and prepare for the campaign to start. Another thing,
Can you-
all my maps are made with Incarnate, and also Alien X Town Instagram. She drew the art for Pandora. She's amazing. She did a great job. She followed all the kind of nitty gritty instructions I wanted, and she was very fun to work with. So if you want your character drawn up, Alien X Town, send her a PM. She will more than happily draw that up for you for a modest fee.
Cool. Can you post a link to that game on Discord?
I can do, sir. Yes.
Okay, sweet.
So,
All right, guys. Great game.
Sword Coast Soundscapes for the music and ambiance that we had tonight. 2-minute
Are we gonna talk
tabletop
about-
for maps and map assets that I used for the maps that everyone saw. Heroes Wanted. Big shout out, especially from the raid and then all the follows tonight. I appreciate all of it. I love you guys.
Wait,
Aye.
one thing.
Nope. you missed your chance.
Schedule.
I know.
next week?
That's included.
All right, cool.
But also with that, I am happy to announce that the Raven's Nest will actually be extended 1 hour. I know we went almost an extra hour tonight, but that's actually not normal for us. But we would now plan to play from 8 p.m. till 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we'll have an extra hour of shenanigans to get into. We'll update everything in the Twitch in the schedule, and also plan on updating it so that way everyone can kind of see the schedules for all the games. But with that, Jax, are we gonna play a little bit of Divinity?
Hell yeah, son.
All right, we'll figure out what we want to do on that. Hopefully, we can get that started quite quickly. But everyone have a good night. Thank you all once again for the follows and everyone being here. I appreciate it, and I hope everyone enjoyed it.
Have a good
Hell
week,
yeah.
everybody.
See
Yeah,
you
see
soon
you
for
later.
some Divinity.
Hell yeah.